Welcome into Benedictine Stadium for St. Viator at Benet. Some CCL, Chicago Catholic League, and ESCC football. It's a homecoming night here at Benet in 2, 3, and 0 teams. I'm Jack McGrath here with my partner Bob Vilsoet, and this is an exciting game because you have two undefeated teams coming in, and this is a packed-in stadium right now.
Players come from all over to go play at Benet and St. Viator. They're able to recruit, and that's what makes these teams very much better oftentimes than the public school counterparts. Oftentimes there's a player from whatever prospect or friend area, that are at St. Viator, and of course same with Benet here. We have the pleasure, Sports Broadcast Solutions, of being called in to do the signings and stuff like that. So it's a recruiting thing for Benet, and so they get players from all over. Of course, one player to talk about in St. Viator.
Yes, of course. Well, their quarterback, Cooper Komet, has been phenomenal so far this year. 422 yards and 9 touchdowns throwing the ball to start this young season. There's a lot to like about him, Bob. Yeah,
and what I want to know is Cole here in person, or maybe there's a chance he's watching on the broadcast?
Well, his brother Cole, of course, plays for the Chicago Bears. Tight end, played at St. Viator himself. Bears play in Indianapolis this weekend, though. So now we're sure where they're at. They could already be in Indy to take on the Colts. Good start to the year for them, as well as we get things ready to go here. Talked to Coach Pat New in the pregame show, and he told us it's a great start to the year going 3-0, but Viator on the other side, they're feeling pretty good themselves going 3-0. Both these teams haven't been 3-0 for a few years. Last time St. Viator was 3-0 was in 2021. Last time Benet was 3-0 was 2019. So both these teams trying to get back to some winning ways.
Right, and trying to figure out what the story of the game is, right? So Benet scoring 42 points a game, right? In St. Viator, they're very stingy. They've only given up 13 points this year. So I feel like it's going to be a very potent offense versus a very stingy defense.
Marching band on the field now. Once again, we mentioned it's homecoming, and these homecoming games, Bob, they just have a different feeling. There's a lot more excitement in the stadium and in the air.
Well, and I like where we're at. First off, it's a gorgeous night, right? The sun is down, so it's not in our eyes. It was in our eyes earlier. There are millions and millions of fans here, and many of them in togas, which is, I think, very interesting. It must be toga
Greek
night,
theme,
right?
I think, is what they
is that what
said.
They called it? Okay. And, we're up high in the press box, but it's just a gorgeous stadium here, Benedictine.
We're about 1 minute away from kickoff. Last week, Benet took back a kickoff for a touchdown. They have a lot to like on special teams, especially Marty Rogowski, who has been phenomenal. 7 touchdowns over his last 2 games this season. He's a phenomenal running back, and when you have an electric player like him, St. Viator's going to have a tough time stopping it.
Well, that's the thing, though. There are good players on both sides. And if you had to predict who was going to win, I always like to try to predict somebody's going to win 21-20, right? I have no idea. This is one of those games that this had Las Vegas odds on it. It's a pick'em game. So I'm going to say, 21-20 in favor of, I'm just going to say the home team just because we are here at the home stadium. But St. Viator, deserves better on my prediction there.
They do call it a home field advantage for a reason. Michael Conway, the kicker for Benet. Where's number 37, just a sophomore. Back to return for St. Viator. Number 1, Davion Ellis, all-conference player last year. The player beside him is number 5, Jacob Solda.
And I think you're cheating by using those binoculars.
It is pretty far up here.
It is. It's a long way, but it's a great view.
St. Viator will receive in the white, Benet in the red, and man, is it loud in here. Kick is away. To the up man. Out across the 20 to the 25-yard line. Out to about the 27, and that's where St. Viator will start their drive with quarterback Cooper Komet. And he has a good group of wide receivers. I talked to Coach Dave Archibald earlier today, and he told me every single wide receiver on the field has a different skill set, but it meshes very well. They can do everything on the field.
Well, and that is what you need. I'm always intrigued by the kickoff. So it was kind of a short kick. Didn't go into the end zone for real, and then it comes out to 25-yard line on bringing it back with a little bit of a risk going for a touchdown, right? But, by kicking it shorter, you get your defenders down there, make the tackle, and, not especially the greatest of field position here. They got a long way to go.
Komet will start in the shotgun. Running back to his right, 4 receivers spread out wide. Running back in the backfield is Keaton Franzen. is over 120 yards on the year. Rolling left, firing deep, almost picked by Benet. That was Rogalski. We talked about him returning kicks and scoring touchdowns while he makes a play on defense.
Yeah, I would like to have seen the play develop further, make it more of a fly pattern. He got behind the defense, right? And so if Komet put some air under the ball and then let him run under it, I think it could have been a completion for a lot of yards. Instead, Komet's arm is a rocket ship, right? And so he threw a rocket right at him, but it got defended very, very well, knocked out.
He was looking for Ellis. Last year, he was the Chicago Catholic League ESCC Purple Division MVP, best player in that division last season. In the shotgun again, same formation as last time. They'll send a tight end in motion, hand to Franzen. Cuts left on the counter. Out across the 30, it's a gain of about 3 or 4 yards. Bring up 3rd and 6.
I like that, though, where they run two different plays out of the same formation, so they're essentially unpredictable. That's a great start, right? The first play, they went deep. I would like to have said, fly pattern instead of the downfield. But then the run, 3 or 4 yards, same formation. It makes it tough for the Red Wings to figure out where they're going to go next.
Generous spot for St. Viator, so they're out across the 33. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, I felt like he got some of those yards along the sideline rather than getting pushed out, so he did a good job turning upfield at the sideline.
Komet in shotgun again. Looked at his sideline for the play. Big 3rd down, St. Viator trying to keep their opening drive alive. Fake handoff to Franzen, over the middle, broken up by Rogalski.
About a quarter second after he caught the ball, he was decked, right, and to strip the ball from making a catch. It was a really nice defensive play. You can either hit the ball before it gets to the receiver, like on the first play, or hit the receiver after he catches the ball, like on that play. In both cases, it was incomplete, and I didn't see a punting unit come out.
Damasio Ortegon was the intended receiver on the play. Do not see a punting unit come out. What you sometimes see in these high school games, though, is the quarterback will take it down and punt it away out of a shotgun formation. Now the punting unit.
Yeah, either that or they're just making the defense nervous.
Rogalski back to receive.
Yeah, that was way too backed up in their own end of the field to consider going on 4th down in this game.
Kevin Niemiec, senior kicker and punter, takes the snap. It's a low liner. This will bounce. Rogalski tries to field it on the bounce. He muffed it. It continues to roll, and he finally falls on it all the way back at the 19-yard line.
Yeah, that was some very fortunate rolls, right? And then it bounced off him. It could have been a turnover, right? Fortunately, he fell on the ball before it went out of bounds. I think if it were me, I would have been tempted to accidentally push the ball out of bounds. Don't worry about picking it up. But that's like a shortstop. You got to pick that ball up cleanly. If he does, maybe he can get around the end. But nope, this went way back. So it turned out a very short punt with a lot of rolls. Good field position. I shouldn't say it that way. It's good field position from St. Viator's perspective. It's not so great from the Red Wings' perspective.
So we talked about St. Viator's quarterback, Cooper Komet. Well, on the other side, it's Ryan Kubacki, who's also a senior, an experienced leader who started last year for this team. He's only 5'8", but man, can he spin it and run. In the shotgun, he takes the snap with Rogalski next to him. There's the run on the quarterback keeper over the right side. He's up for a gain of about, we'll call it 5 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 5.
And there was no hesitation. It wasn't like a fake handoff or a fake run pass option. It was just run right. I wonder how often we'll see that.
Benet settling the offense. Rogalski once again standing next to Kubacki. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. A big receiving core for Benet. 3 people above 6 feet. Tossed to Rogalski, and he's stuffed. There's a couple of flags on the field. Well, we'll wait and see what those calls are.
I always laugh when I see the multiple flags. I'm like, okay, one of the referees saw something, and the other referees copycat and just throw out some flags like they actually saw the play, too.
Discussion between the referees. They're talking to some Benet players.
Yeah, we haven't seen a preliminary sign yet.
It's a block in the back. So that'll back Benet up.
Oh,
and then a face mask, so offsetting penalties. So we're on about the 2 flags. There you go.
Yeah, I got busted. So those refs did not copy each other. They saw different infractions. Let's give this announcer one demerit and the referees some credit.
Well, let's do it again. 2nd and 5. From about the 24-yard line. Benet with the football. First time tonight, 0-0, 10-19 to go in the game. In the first quarter, I should say. Hold things up for some substitutions here, it looks like, and we'll start the play clock. Kubacki back in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his left. New man in the backfield next to him is Salvino. Salvino will be the lead blocker on the keeper for Kubacki over the right side again. It looks like he may have picked up the first down. He did.
And looked like exactly the same play. Just run right. No attempt at any kind of faking with the handoff or a pass. Just run right and let your line do the work for you. And it does move the chains. So they've got the lead, 1 first down to nothing.
Well, something Coach Archibald told me, St. Viator's Coach Archibald told me, was when he was looking at Benet, this is a team with a really solid, sturdy line. Kubacki's going to try to run behind it. In the shotgun again. Kubacki sends a man in motion, fakes it to Redgowski, hands it off over the middle. And that is Redgowski, who picks up about 6 or 7 yards. Second down, but Benet has second and short.
Strong run, right side again. I'm wondering if they saw something in the St. Viator film that says, teams can run right, but maybe not so much on the left side. We'll see how that plays out the rest of the game.
Second and short, this is usually where you might see some play action passes. 2-3-0 teams going at it. Viator, a vaunted defense. Kubacki rolls to his left. Looks like he might tuck it. He'll throw it away.
Yeah, that was closer to being completed than I thought, but it is out of bounds and now third. So just like you said, play action on second and short. If they make the pass, they get the first down. If they don't get the pass, well, the third down, hopefully they think they're going to pick it up, I'm guessing, on the ground.
We talked about this Viator defense, and they're giving up just 4.3 points per game against them. It's phenomenal numbers right there. Bennett's offense, 42 points per game. So it's strength on strength. Heavy formation for Benet. Take it off. They'll hand it off. Redgowski over the middle, and he's carrying tacklers with him. Ball comes out at the end, but referees will say he was already down.
So St. Viator was tackling the football on that play. And again, it was a run. You said over the middle, maybe to the right, but either way, it's on that right side of the line that's making the move for Benet. So St. Viator's in a 3-4 defense. They might have to, lean toward their left side to stop that running from the Benet on the right. Again, we'll have to see how that plays out, but every run so far has been to the right. Now it's with the strong side. They got a tight end on that side this time.
3 receivers spread out to the left. Salvino stands next to Kubacki. Change the play at the line of scrimmage. 8:25 to go in the first quarter. We're scoreless. Kubacki over the right side again. If it's not broken, stick with it, I guess. He's out across the 40-yard line. Another gain of about 6 yards.
Well, they've got the Ohio State red-colored jerseys, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. I always like to say 3 yards in a cloud of these rubber pellets that are on this turf. But nonetheless, this isn't 3 yards in a cloud of pellets. This is like 5 or 6 yards in a cloud of pellets every time they run. So far, I haven't completed anything, but the running game is absolutely working.
If you're getting 5 or 6 yards every single carry, why ever go away from that?
Well, and worse, 5 or 6 yards every carry to the right. So St. Viator's going to find out how to stop that. Still in that same 3-4 defense. They haven't adjusted anything yet.
Heavy formation again. Kubacki, hands off. Redgowski. Looks like he'll be close to the sticks, and he's over
this will be a
35 for a first down.
Yeah, this will be a first down. Anytime in high school football, right, you get near that first down marker, they just generously mark it and move on. They don't like to measure. But clearly he made it past the first down. But more intriguing from my perspective is he went up the middle and then cut back left.
2-3-0 teams going at it. Both in the same division in the Chicago Catholic League ESCC. 7:26 to go in the first. Benet looking to cap off their opening drive with a score against a tough St. Viator defense. Kubacki takes the snap. Fakes a handoff over the middle. Open. That's Doyle with the catch. He had 2 touchdowns last game. He'll pick up where he left off with about a 20-yard reception.
What we can say here is this excellent execution by Benet, right? They've got all those runs mostly to the right. Obviously, that makes it real tough. You want to play downhill if your defense to stop those runs, and that opened up the middle. The linebackers had to go down to protect the run, and then the pass went right behind him on that slant over the middle.
Benet will hurry it up.
Yeah.
Full formation again. Kubacki in the shotgun, takes it. This time he will hand it off. Redgowski over the right side, splits it towards the sideline. He's down to about the 6-yard line.
We're going to have to put a repeat key on that right side comment, right? Redgowski over the right side.
A long drive here for Benet as well.
Yeah, the field position they had wasn't exactly terrific.
St. Viator went 3 and out on their opening drive, and we're down to about 6:25 to go in this first quarter.
And we got to watch that. St. Viator's going to have some kind of offense to hold the ball and to, obviously not let these long drives happen at the same time.
Same full formation. Receiver goes in motion. That's Doyle. Handed off for Rogowski to the 3, to the 2. Reaches. Did he get it? No, he did not. He'll be tackled at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, it strung it out, but nonetheless, it gained enough yardage to get 3rd and 1. I mean, I would be surprised if the ball goes into the air. All I can think of is Marshawn Lynch in the Super Bowl. Do not pass it this time.
So the first down marker was at the 1-yard line because they were tackled at the 11 before. So that's going to be a first down.
To me, this has got to be 4 runs, and it's obvious to me, maybe run left the first time to keep the defense honest, and you get a touchdown. If not, then run right until you score. Let's see what they do, though.
Heavy set again, just one receiver out wide. Kabaki takes it. Rogowski into the end zone, touchdown. His 8th touchdown in 3 weeks, and Benet takes the early lead over St. Viator, scoring against a tough defense.
Yeah, he's a tough runner. Rogowski, fantastic. So great start for Benet, 6-0. Now we got an extra point coming. And St. Viator is up against it. They haven't been able to stop him at all, and they had a 3 and out on the first possession.
Conway, extra point is up, and it is good. So Benet takes a 7-0 lead to open it up. St. Viator, who's only been giving up 4 points per game to their opponents, well, Benet strikes early. They have 7.
Right away on the very first drive. It's not like, okay, in the second quarter they got a field goal or something, but 7 points in the first quarter. Now, what I always like to do is how much time is left, right? We're about halfway through the first quarter. So 7 times 4, well, it's not 7 times 4, it's 7 times 8.
Yeah.
56 points at this pace. Obviously, it's not going to happen that way, but St. Viator has to be a little bit concerned. I mean, I know the coaching staff is going to say, don't panic, guys, don't panic. It was just the first drive. We'll get this figured out. And I think they probably will figure it out, but right now, with a 7-0 deficit.
And this is a tough atmosphere to come into, too, if you're St. Viator. Homecoming night, it looks like the stadium is filled up. It's a beautiful night, so people are out for Friday night lights. They want to be in the football stadium. But something Coach Archibald told me about his quarterback is that he's matured a lot in his few years starting with this team, and he's calm, he's collected, so I wouldn't expect him to be too rattled early.
Oh, I wouldn't expect him to be rattled at all. Good point. But we'll see what happens. We'll see if St. Viator wants to keep the ball in the air as much as they did in the first drive. There's only 3 plays, right? But a couple of passes on those 3 plays.
Conway to kick it off again. He boots it away.
Same spot.
Taken over the 25 out towards the 30. That was Damasio Ortegon on the return.
I feel like we're watching instant replay. The kick went to the same spot. The kick return ended up in the same place. Now we'll see 3 and out. Then we really know we're watching the same thing.
So that is Davion Ellis on the other side there, and he was all-conference player last year. I'd imagine Benet doesn't want to kick him the ball, so they're trying to kick it away now. Ortegon in his own right is a very good runner, but when you're trying to kick it away from a player the caliber of Ellis, it's going to wind up going to that right side often.
Well, and again, if they looked at film, they can see that, right? And both times they kicked it short to that same spot, obviously intentional, and it's worked. I mean, field position at the 27 is nothing to be too concerned about.
Benet in shotgun. Franzen standing to his left. He'll get it to Ellis. Pace on his run here. As he goes slowly and then speeds ahead for about 5 yards.
Yeah, they gave him the benefit of some forward progress on that 5-yard run. But again, strung out very well by Benet, even though they did get 5 yards, 4 yards maybe. But so 2nd and 6 on that run left play from St. Viator.
It was very... You remember how Le'Veon Bell used to pace his runs and he stayed behind the line of scrimmage before he saw the hole? I feel like that's exactly what Ellis did there.
He did do that. I didn't see the number on the safety that came up and tried to bust the play up, and he got blocked away from it. And that's what you have to do. You kind of have to patiently wait and run behind your blockers.
Benet in shotgun again. He'll roll to his right, looking for Ellis deep. Now looking over the middle. There's nothing there. He'll scramble, direct his receivers. And he tried to force it into Ellis, but it wasn't there.
Yeah, I think
That's a senior play, though, to kind of direct your receivers around the field when scrambling.
Well, that and throw that one away. Nobody was open. I mean, we see the whole field up here, right? Nobody was open over the middle. The other two receivers were, running 5 and 7 patterns down on the right side. So, yeah, he had to throw that one away. If he threw that into the receiver's gut, that would have been picked off.
So that brings up about 3rd and 5 here for St. Viator. Remember, 3 and out on their first drive. Benet trying to make it 2 in a row. 4:41 to go in the first quarter. Benet already out to an early 7-0 lead. Komet takes the snap, fakes the handoff, scrambling again. Bennett's pressure all over him. He's all the way back, and he'll just fire it away. Is it picked off?
Close, but not quite.
Wait for the referee's signal. They'll say it's incomplete.
Yeah, it was smart to finally launch that ball, but he was looking to make that completion because he knew if that completion didn't happen, it was going to be 4th down. They're going to have to punt away, and again a third, 3 and out. So we are absolutely watching a replay here.
And while we get ready for the punt, let's take in our sideline reporter, Sam Corbett, who's got something for us.
Yeah, thanks, Jack. I overheard on the sideline Bennett's linebacker, Quinn Devine, saying, no reason we can't be this loud all night. Loud voices, loud running, loud tackling, and some extra added words as well to fire up his teammates. But that's the overall energy that they're looking for on homecoming
The snap
night.
is over the punter's head. Niemiec will take it. He'll run it. Bennett's going to make the tackle at the 20-yard line.
And there's that loud energy again, so another loud hit as the punter just got leveled there.
Benet with an immediate red zone possession after the punt. And man, oh man, that's a tough play for Niemiec. What's he supposed to do once the ball goes over his head? It's tough for him to kind of recover from
All
that.
you can do is just gain the yards back if you can, as many of them as you can. But it doesn't almost matter where you're putting the football. It's deep in St. Viator territory, and that's a major miscue. St. Viator is already up against this really good Benet team, but that they have a punt snap over the punter's head. I mean, that's just deadly. Now they only got to go 20 yards for a touchdown. How many runs will it take Radgowski to get in the end zone from here?
Radgowski to the left to Kubacki. 3 receivers spread out wide. Receiver in motion. Handed off Radgowski over the left side. It looks like he's got about 5 more.
That's that 5 yards and a cloud of little rubber pellets.
This time over the left side, though. We were saying
true.
right side all in the first drive.
Right. So it's like hammer the right side, and that worked. Now they know that does work. Let's see if we can soften up the left side, and then we can go both ways. Look out. Very, very smart play calling. You'd expect nothing less, though, from 2 3-0 teams.
Benet going with the heavy formation again. Send Doyle in motion, handoff Radgowski, and this time St. Viator gets to him.
Yeah, that's. I was a little surprised we haven't seen that earlier. A little run blitz from the linebackers on that. He split the gap and got the tackle in the backfield.
That was Michael Zavalensky getting in the back and making the tackle.
So 3rd and long. Well, let's see. Can they kick field goals from here? If they don't make it any yardage, let's see. It's about a 37-yarder, 35-yarder maybe.
It's a tough one, but possibly doable. It'll take all the leg. Kubacki in shotgun. Takes the snap. 4 receivers out wide. Throwing it to the sideline. Doyle makes the catch, goes out of bounds. Did he get the first down? He did. Knew right where the sticks were. And he's over the 10-yard line, out to the 8-yard line for the first.
Boy, scouts have to be looking at him. He was running on the run, just threw it off the right foot. A little awkward footwork, right? But the pass was right on the money. And 2 defenders chasing the receiver out of bounds. Just a perfectly thrown ball. You couldn't hand it to the receiver any better than that. So now you've got runs that work to the right, runs that work to the left. You got a passing offense over the middle, a passing offense over the right. If you're St. Viator, how do you stop this?
And now empty backfield here for Kubacki. 2 receivers spread out to the right. That's Radgowski all by his lonesome on the left. Now they'll send a receiver in motion. Doyle, it's a keeper. Kubacki over the middle, out to about the 4-yard line. Forward progress keeps him going.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go down, that's for certain.
A little bit of scuffling after the play, and that's going to happen when your quarterback gets thrown down.
Right. Well, and the quarterback likes to run a lot. You would expect to have a few of those hard tackles. But I think what happened, the whistles blow, and you got to let go at that point. Some of the defenders like to continue to hold and continue to push back after the whistle.
And sometimes when you're in there in the fight of battle, you don't always hear the whistle because you're just trying to make the tackle at that point too. Baki getting the signals from a sideline. 2nd and 3, what do you do here? Run or pass?
If for me, I'd continue to keep it on the ground. Run right up the middle again with the quarterback. That's been very effective. You've got
both the tight ends in
you got 3 more downs. Got a heavy set line. Fumble.
And off, Doyle, he fumbles, picks it back up. He'll go out at around the 7. There was a flag in the backfield. Wouldn't be surprised if this is a legal formation with all the motion Benet was using on that play.
There's the signal, illegal motion, 5 yards back. Now they're at the, 8-yard line maybe. Still 2nd down, though. So now the question, like you were asking before, when they were at the 3, to me it was an obvious run situation. Now it's 2nd and about 8.
I would assume Viator declines this penalty, though, because of the fumble. It brings him down to 3rd and
The 3rd,
8.
Good point. Well, it's now be 3rd and 8 at the 8. Yeah, they would decline it, wouldn't they? Because it was a 5-yard loss on the play. Let's see what they do. Right now, this down marker is still at the 3-yard line. Nothing's happened yet.
So they will flip the down marker. It'll be 3rd and...
I thought the ball was
looks about a generous spot.
Yeah,
Give him
that's a
maybe
good word
2
for
yards.
it. Yep, you're very kind with the word generous spot. Of course, the benefit of this, now you can watch the replays. When you see this on YouTube, for example, you can go back and watch the play. I'll watch Bulls games on delay all the time. During the commercials, I'll then catch up. I like to see the replays.
3 receivers spread out to the left, 1 out to the right. Radgowski in the backfield next to Kubaki. 3rd down and 5. He'll throw it, jump ball, back of the end zone. What a catch.
I think he got it. Let's see what they're saying, out of bounds. Now, this would be another play that you want to replay. To me, it looked like a catch. He had control. It looked to me like both feet were in bounds, not just 1 foot.
That's Luke Wiles. He had a one-handed touchdown catch that made highlight reels earlier in the season. It looked like he had one hand up, tried to control it, bobbled it, and then might have went out of bounds. It looked from up here. We're really far away, but from up here, it looked like he might have gotten the feet down. It was close, though.
We just got to see the replay of that, and we'll have to look at it later. Obviously, if you're on YouTube, play it back. But yeah, he bobbled it and caught. I think he had control while both feet were in, but obviously the referees are right there on the field. I'm on the Bob Uecker seats.
Conway, field goal is up. And good. And the way he's kicking those extra points, I do think he has some distance on that leg, too. You were asking earlier about the 35-yarder. I think that's certainly in play and maybe even longer than that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that 35-yard field goal. Well, it ended up being I didn't notice the yard when he finally kicked it, but it was a good thing also to take the 3 points. If they had gone for it on 4th down and another pass that didn't get completed, you still have a 1-score game and you're without the football. Here, at least, if nothing else, you got a 2-score game. But it's still very, very early.
So
but you've also scored on both possessions.
You have. This is a big spot for St. Viator to respond. 2 3-and-outs to open up the game. This is an offense that is scoring over 40 points a game so far this season. They put up 34 against an undefeated Marmion team at Marmion last week. Can the offense respond? That's going to be the big question in this drive.
We're going to learn that very, very soon here. But so far, if you're a betting person for Las Vegas odds, you expect another 3-and-out. But I think, just like, the law of statistics are eventually going to catch up, but law of statistics against Benet might not go very far. But I'm going to say they're going to get a 1st down here, finally. But where's the kick going to go? Same spot? Where's the ball going to get placed? Same spot.
Seems like that's the strategy for Benet.
Kick to about the 10-yard line, tackle him around the 27. If I was St. Viator, I would consider swapping the 2 in the back sides.
Ellis and Oregon back to receive the kick. Here's the kick from Conway. To the right side again.
Same spot.
This time a little bit deeper, all the way back to the 5-yard line. Oregon takes it over the right side, breaks free, and gets over across about the 32-yard line.
So he got 5 yards more. Mm-hmm. So the interesting, though, he kicked the ball 5 yards deeper, and they return it 5 yards further. What does that say? Don't kick it so deep again, right? All right, Cooper Komet.
Cooper Komet, here he comes. We had a question in the booth earlier. Do the high school teams use the new same NFL kickoff rules? The answer to that is no if you're watching at home. But how do you feel about that, Bob?
I am not a fan. I watched it in the XFL, and I was like, oh, God, I hope the NFL doesn't use it. Sure enough, the NFL is using it. I don't like it at all, but I get why they're doing it. They're trying to prevent the CTE injuries on those coverage plays.
Komet sends a receiver in motion. Takes the snap, looking for the bubble screen, pumps, fakes, gets it to Ellis on the screen on the inside. He's going to break free. He's over the 50, jukes another man. He's got blockers in front, and look at this run all the way to the 30-yard line. And that's why he was the Conference Player of the Year last year.
Oh, and he had a perfect play call on that, a screen pass right over the middle, and obviously the linemen are past him, and it looked like he wanted to do this like on a kickoff return. Went left, then went right, followed his blockers. Benet just couldn't catch up to him.
Good pace to his running. We mentioned that earlier. 3-star recruit. Already has 4 touchdowns so far this season.
Well, you can see why he gets them, that's for sure.
First time that St. Viator has been in plus territory. Cometez in the shotgun with the running back next to him. 4 receivers spread out wide. Takes the snap. It's a handoff over the left side. Lowers the shoulder and out across the 20. Keaton Franzen on the carry. Gained about 9 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 1.
Oh, I think
they'll change the signal and give him a first down.
I think you had it right. He gained about 9 yards, and that's why you're moving the chains. This is high school football. You move those chains. Told you, when you get close. Where I learned that was right here in Benet when we had, I can't remember the announcers' names. I want to say Mike and Dave. We used to put the games for them, and then they would do the broadcasts, right? And they would say that, man, you get anywhere close to that first down marker, and they move those chains. And sure enough, that's what high school football is about.
Franzen switches sides for Comet. Quarterback hands it off. Franzen in the backfield. He's wrapped up by this strong defensive front for Benet.
That's a drive killer. We talk about defensive ends getting X number of sacks during the year, and that stops those drives. And that's why you only get 17 sacks. Doesn't sound like that many sacks when played out with 50 offensive plays per game, right? But that stops 17 drives, right? That play lost about 6 or 7 yards, second and very, very long for St. Viator. Puts them into a passing situation, maybe another screen pass situation, then they score a touchdown.
Yeah, but you have to remember, this is going to send us to the end of the quarter. So we'll take a quick break here and send it to commercial. So far, Benet leading 10-0, but St. Viator is driving. Both teams trying to keep undefeated seasons alive. We'll be right back. Benet and St. Viator.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I was thinking there might be other beer players here. Bless you. Good thing your mic's good. Yeah. Second quarter? Yep. Yeah, I'm just being anally checking. 12.
And I just checked it too. Yes, it sounds better. On the phone.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Do you guys want
He's
water?
I'm okay. I got one.
He's very good.
Oh,
You're
thank you.
terrific. I didn't expect that. I mean, I knew good, but I didn't know real good.
Appreciate it.
If you're wondering. Okay, are we back?
Back to Benet and St. Viator. Start of the second quarter. St. Viator driving down 10 points. It's Comet back to throw. Over the middle, it's tipped at the line, and it'll hit the deck in front of a pair of Benet defenders.
Yeah, that tipped at the line might have saved him a bit. It looked like if that ball didn't get tipped at the line and kept going, Benet had a beat on that ball. So, again, you want to replay that and see if it wasn't tipped, would it have been intercepted?
Say this is about 3rd and 17 here for St. Viator.
Yeah, you can't help but another screen pass, but I think I would, spy that running back again. Don't let some all-conference running back beat you on a 17-yard screen pass.
That's Ellis with the big play that got him down into plus territory. Franzen stands to the right of Comet. Bennett's defensive line, very good. Couple of all-conference players up the middle. Ellis in motion, and it looks like one of the offensive linemen for Viator jumped.
I like the Benet defense. They got 4 down linemen. We've seen some of the teams in high school run 3-4 defenses, and I just feel like in high school, it's just you can get overpowered by a couple extra tight ends, but not Benet with their 4 down linemen here.
And that's one of their strengths. Joe Rohde is a commit to Butler University as a defensive tackle, all-conference player on the edge. Liam Rooney, Declan Walsh also playing on the inside as one of the captains of this team, so a lot of talent on that defensive line for Benet, and when you have that talent, you have to bring them up and let them rush.
Well, now they got the normal 3-4 defense on this third and like 22.
Third and 22, but you also now want to drop your secondary a little bit. Don't want any big plays. Komet rolls to his left. He'll pull it down, keep, and just step out of bounds at about the 28-yard line.
Yeah, that's a tough one, too. The temptation is throw it, let it get intercepted at the goal line if you have to, but this is a 47-yard kick if you're thinking of kicking, and it's way too far to go on fourth down, 4th and 20. You know, you were speaking of the D1 recruits happen to know the volleyball team, right? This Benet volleyball team is like fantastic, right? They got 11 D1 recruits on it. And I'm thinking if you're a D1 player, you're on the JV team and you're a D1 player. I mean, I see foresee a state championship for Benet volleyball coming up soon here.
Benet volleyball, very historically good.
They are going for it on 4th and a mile and a half.
What do you do here? Screen pass, or do you just throw it up down the field?
If it were me, I would throw it up for a jump ball at the goal line. But screen pass is a good choice, too.
Looks like he'll be the jump ball. Komet drops. He'll step up towards the line of scrimmage. Fires over the middle. It's caught off the deflection. That's Ord again. And does he have the first down? It's going to be close. It depends on the spot. Lucky play for St. Viator.
They are calling it complete and a yard short.
Lucky then unlucky, I guess. They will say it's a yard short. So St. Viator almost pulls off the miracle on 4th and long.
That would have been on every highlight film, the kind you send into Sports Center, right? But a yard short.
Man, oh man.
Well, all right, so by going for it, a pooch kick wouldn't have gotten any better results. You know, throw at the goal line, whether it would have been caught or dropped, now we don't know. But a yard short, the turnover, Bennett's ball.
Benet will start their drive at their own 10-yard line.
Having scored on both of their drives earlier.
11:20 to go. Benet leads 10-0. St. Viator's defense so far this season has been very difficult to score against, giving up less than 5 points per game to opponents, but Bennett's had no trouble driving the ball downfield, and they've had a couple nice throws, but really it's been the running game that's powered up.
Yeah, Rogalski especially. Kubacki as well. It's like a perfect 1-2 punch.
Send both tight ends in motion. Kubacki takes it on the screen. He'll get it to Doyle. Has a little bit of room in front of him. He'll be near the sticks and just short.
I don't know.
The 20-yard line.
Depends where they mark it. I think,
they'll move them.
Those chains are moving again. That's a very basic play. It's a pass out into the flat. Receiver has it. One-on-one plus a blocker.
Rogowski had the touchdown earlier for Benet. 2 3-and-outs for St. Viator to open the game. Then a big run by Davion Ellis got them into plus territory, but were unable to convert on 4th and long. Leaves us where we are here with Benet driving at their own 20-yard line, looking for a 3-score lead. Kubacki takes it. Play action. Looking long to Doyle. He's got it. Out to the 30, to the 20, 10, touchdown Benet. Doyle had one-on-one and beat his defender downfield. A great throw by Kubacki, and Benet has a 3-score lead.
Great throw, doesn't even describe it. It was perfectly placed in his hands. He threw the ball when he wasn't behind the defender, outran the defender to catch the ball perfectly in stride, not even a little bit slowed up, and that's the play you send into Sports Center so far today. Wow, 17-0, 3 straight drives and 3 straight scores.
16-0, pending the extra point, but Conway's been perfect so far tonight. 10:51 to go in the second quarter, and Benet is rolling on homecoming.
I was going to bring it up, but didn't they? On that little screen pass into the flat, went to the left side, so that opened up the wide side of the field to the right, which is where the long touchdown bomb actually occurred. So to the wide side of the field, there's a lot more room to get under that ball than they had gone to the left. So it was also very well set up.
Snap, hold, Conway up. And no good. So never mind about the 3-score lead. It'll remain 16-0. Looks like he was wide on the kick.
Yeah, 3-score lead, but you got to get 4 scores to actually get those 16 points, right? So it's either a 3-score lead or you got to get in the end zone 4 different times. Whatever. It's a big lead, early in the second quarter, so there's still lots of time. But we're getting closer to 56-0 than we are to 21-20.
2 3-0 teams going at it. 2 teams in the same division of the Chicago Catholic League East Suburban Catholic Conference. First time they're in the division this year, same division, as Benet switched from the white to purple division. Only 6 undefeated teams left in the entire conference. Benet and St. Viator, 2 of those teams. One of them going home with a loss tonight, but Benet doesn't look like they're going to be the ones to let up, at least so far.
Yeah, at least so far, right? But that's the trouble when you have 2-3-0 teams playing early in the season. I mean, St. Viator may end up, 8-1 at the end of the season, just this one loss. They're a superb football team as well. But on the away field with a big crowd and a wonderful broadcast crew, I like it when Benet scores and the fire, the ambulance lights go off.
It's a fun atmosphere here tonight.
Well, that's
at
the
Benedictine.
thing. Yeah, that's the thing. They're at a college stadium. It's got that college atmosphere, even though they're in high school and they're used to playing here.
Conway kicks it away. The right side again. Ortigan on the return again. This time he'll bend it left, trying to make a big play. He's over the 20 to the 30, a little bit of room. It looks like he's got that big play over the 40. He'll cut it back over the middle, have it at midfield.
That was a terrific run. I was thinking to myself in the middle of it, don't go that way. No. Now don't go that way either. And then all of a sudden he gets around the outside, cuts it back in the middle, and what a terrific return at midfield now. Trying to give St. Viator a spark here.
Look out for that name, Damasio Ortigan. Just a sophomore this season, number 6. He's been good on a couple of returns. He's the one who also had that catch that almost converted on the 4th down.
Like you said, keep an eye on it, right? That'll be fun when we're here 2 years from now at a St. Viator game, maybe at St. Viator, right? And remember when he made these plays at Benet?
Benet in shotgun again. Viator looking to spark the offense. Only one big play so far. Weren't able to convert after that. They've had problems with Bennett's defensive line. It's a flip to Ellis. He's got blockers in front, but Bennett's defensive line is there, and that's Liam Rooney, all-conference player last year on the tackle.
Yeah, far be it for me to be critical, but that was just a slow developing play. The ball went straight back, then it pitched to the right. It was kind of like, what should we do next? Okay, let's pitch it this way. Those plays have to be quicker hitters, I would think. But second, and it's just like another sack. It's like a running sack,
Loss of 5 on the play.
Right, and those sacks are drive killers. 2nd and 15 is hard to come back with. And they're at midfield. Well, I suppose in this case, if they don't get the first down, you could consider going for it, but it's a long way for a first down here with an offense that's sputtering.
Still a 2-possession game because of the missed extra point, even though it feels a little bit larger than that because Bennett's had most of the momentum so far. Komet takes the snap, looks over the middle. He'll pull it down, scramble, and slides after a gain of about 3 yards.
Well, he's safe to play another down by sliding. You don't want to get clobbered early in the season. Got 7 more games to go, and it's the end of your career when you get plastered at midfield.
Komet played some baseball as well. You'll remember his brothers played baseball too.
We have to say his famous brother.
Cole Komet, tight end for the Chicago Bears, of course.
His rich older brother. Nothing like the quarterback of the team with a rich older brother who plays football professionally.
Komet, 2 running backs next to him. Will send Ellis in motion. Takes the snap. Looking over the middle. On 3rd and 11, it's tipped and incomplete. 3 Benet players had their hands on it. Rogalski was almost the last one.
That was actually pretty amazing. Like you said, 3 players. So it got tipped initially, right? Then it wasn't caught. It was just missed, muffed, whatever you want to call it. And then the 3rd player made a diving grab and almost had it.
Quinn Devine, the linebacker in the middle, wasn't able to squeeze it. 4th down, and it looks like St. Viator's keeping the offense out.
Again, I can't help but think they got to switch that out. You got to punt it. It's one thing to be down 16-0, giving the ball away at the 10 or the 20 versus at midfield. Now we want to say, well, maybe they'll pooch kick it, but I bet not. I don't know. I think 4th and 12, the eyes are bigger than the stomach here.
Bennett's got 1 safety back.
There we go.
There's the pooch kick from
That's
Komet.
Pretty nice pooch kick.
It's a great pooch kick. That's inside the 10-yard line.
And
it might roll
stop?
to the 1.
Nope.
No, unable to make the play. Goes all the way into the end zone. Man, oh man. What a punt.
Isn't that something, though? You're X number of yards away, and you kick it 1 yard too many.
I mean, that traveled about 60 yards.
And it was kind of a nice spiral, too.
So Benet trying to extend their lead now against the undefeated St. Viator on Bennett's homecoming night. Offense has looked great so far. A pair of touchdowns, 1 field goal, a big play last drive. Big catch from Luke Doyle on the throw from quarterback Ryan Kubacki. Now we've seen him work with the run. We've seen it work with the pass. Just a balanced offensive attack here to continue it. Kubacki sends both his tight ends in motion once again. Takes the snap, hands off. Rogowski over the left side. Looks like he's got some grass in front of him. He'll get the horse collar tackle. There was one guy left to beat. If that tackle isn't made, though, Rogowski might be looking at the end zone. J.R. Clary, 6'5". He's got long arms, just reached back. It's a tough play because you never want to make a horse collar tackle, but also if he doesn't reach out and grab the back of the jersey like that, it looks like Rogowski might have a touchdown.
Well, that's what they teach defenders on long passes, too. If you get beat, just grab the guy. It's a penalty, 15 yards, or it's a spot foul, depending on pro or high school, right? But then they don't score a touchdown. So here, he reached back, got him, right? Get the penalty, but there's not a touchdown given up. Last resort, it did work, and obviously you risk injury.
Pushes Benet into plus territory towards the 45-yard line. 16-0 Red Wings lead over St. Viator. 8:32 to go in the second quarter. It's been all you could ask for in the first half for Benet so far. St. Viator's offense hasn't been clicking. Bennett's offense has been on a roll. Two undefeated teams going at it. Kubacki takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looking long. He's got three receivers back there. He's got one, but he falls down.
I hope no flag comes out. I didn't see one. It was just, incidental contact. The receiver goes down. But I'm sure the fans around here are saying, throw a flag, and maybe even the team is. But when feet get tangled, that's not the time to throw a flag. That was a good no call by the referee.
That was Ben Albert who was open wide over the middle.
Well, and wide is a relative term. He did have a little bit of a gap to throw that ball into, but we're expecting that ball to get a couple, 2 or 3 feet, 40 yards downfield. That would have been a heck of a throw.
Brings up second and long for Benet.
And I also think the defender was running stride for stride, so the pass went a little bit to his left. And so that's what caused the collision. The pass went to his left, right? Had the pass been thrown straight ahead, that collision wouldn't have happened. I still think it would have been overthrown.
Then is struggling to figure out the formation here, and that's tough. When all your receivers are downfield, you all have to trot back and figure out who's supposed to be on the field for this next play.
Well, at the end of all that, 2nd and 10.
Kubacki. In shotgun. Rogowski over the middle. Gain of about 3 yards, we'll say, brings up 3rd and 7.
I thought he was going to get a lot more yards, but caught from behind on that really good tackle.
Rogowski having a phenomenal year. He has 8 touchdowns over the course of the last 3 games for Benet.
Now, if I'm Benet, 3rd and 7, I'm thinking you could either try to pass for it, but then you got to punt if you don't make it. 4 down territory? Well, if it is 4 down territory, I think you still run twice somehow. Quarterback draw, run wide. Pick half of this up on one run here.
Looks like Viator's bringing more pressure from the right side. The run on the right side's been working. This time it's the left side and cutting up the middle. Rogowski, he'll be close to the sticks.
Yeah, I like that run. It went, like you said, to the left side, and we haven't seen the 6 moving yet, so he must be a yard short. Nope, there they go. They're going to say first down.
First down for Benet, 7:41 to go in the second quarter. Benet up 16-0 and driving, looking to extend their lead.
Is this one we say another generous spot?
Say it was close on that one. It was in the middle, so tough angle for us from up here. 3 receivers spread out to the left side. Rogowski stands to the left side of Kubacki. Sees the movement of the linebackers, looks to his sideline, and gets a new play. Take the keeper over the right side. Cuts it outside. Flag is down on the play as Kubacki gets shoved out of bounds.
That's probably holding, right? And that's a shame. They were doing so well on the ground, but that's also a drive killer. Maybe it won't kill Bennett's drive, right? But it's pushing the back 10 yards.
So we'll keep it first down, but now it'll be 1st and 20 for the Red Wings. Benet on their homecoming night, a packed-in stadium, a beautiful night for some Friday Night Lights football. A tough Viator defense, but Benet hasn't had any problems yet. It's going to be a tough pickup, though. Need a few yards on first down to make this a little bit easier. Quick pass out to the right side on the down and out.
That was a good catch. As a rule, I don't like to throw those passes to the sidelines, not with high school quarterbacks that don't have the rocket arms, right? But that was just outside the defense by what, a foot or two? That was a close, yeah.
Kubaki's got a very strong arm. That was Luke Wilds on the catch, who almost made the highlight catch in the end zone earlier.
Yeah, any slower on that pass would have been knocked down or certainly intercepted, and then you go 6 the other direction. So I think a risky pass, but it was well executed, though.
Gets the yardage from the holding back. It brings up 2nd and 10. Kubaki takes a snap, looking long, steps up in the pocket, he'll pull it down and run. He doesn't have a check down option, but he's going to get some yardage on the run. He'll be close to the first down. They'll give it to him. First down, and a really good keeper for Kubaki. And when I was down on the sidelines a couple weeks ago for Benet, every single time he ran, they were saying, man, he does like to run, doesn't he? He can throw it, but he can run too.
Well, it was interesting how they started the game out. It was those 2 runs where it wasn't looking to run, pass it to anybody else or hand it off to anybody. He just took it both times. And you assume, well, that's going to be their offense, but we really haven't seen that since. Got somebody
looking
move.
for an offsides.
Yeah, they got it.
That'll push him up 5 yards.
Didn't look like he did anything special on that hard count either, but they got the offsides call. 1st and 5. Pushing to get, 4 scores on 4 drives. Yikes.
It's been good for Benet so far. The offense has been clicking. Once again, we mentioned this Viator defense has not given up a lot of points this year. Just 13 points given up coming into the game. This time Bennett's going to move.
Yeah, they got the 5 yards back.
Move forward, push it back. Move forward, push it back.
They want to make this a fair game. No free 5 yards for you.
6:50 to go in the second quarter, nearly halfway through. Two undefeated in-conference foes going at it. Benet looking to break this game open. Kubaki takes the snap, rolls to his right, looking, throw to a sliding Doyle, who makes the catch. He's had quite the game so far tonight.
Yeah, that was the same throw off the 1 foot on the right side. He looks a little awkward coming across his body, but obviously he completed it, threw a little bit behind the receiver, but nice catch sliding to the ground.
Doyle had that touchdown earlier as well on the long ball. It's going to be 2nd and short here.
And again, if I'm them, I hammer the ball up the middle, maybe the right, but keep it on the ground.
Hand off for Gowski over the left side, out across the 10-yard line.
So it's enough to pick up the first down a little bit more. Looks like about the 10-yard line. And an injury.
Looks like a player's down here for Benet.
Yeah, we don't like to see that. This is when you have to say, hope and pray it's nothing too serious. Both teams walking to the benches. That's not good. We'd hate to have to employ that little yellow ambulance out there.
We'll hope the player's all right here, but we're going to send it to a quick commercial break with the player down.
St. Viator and Benet. There's the Benet touchdown. It was Luke Wild with the score after the injury. We're about to loop in our sideline reporter Sam Corbett to help us out, but Benet scores again. They go up 22-0 pending the extra point. And Sam, what do you got?
Yeah, Benet just showcasing an overall great offense. Deep ball is using the ability to use the running game as well, both with Ragnowski and the legs of Kubaki. But it's a great showing out tonight for Benet's homecoming, and former Benet tight end Aaron Becker, who's now at North Central College, is in the building, and was able to talk with him for a couple minutes. And after the huge deep ball across the right side from Kubaki, he said he's been like that for years. It's fun to watch him grow now as an alum.
Thank you, Sam. I appreciate the report. And Conway's extra point is up and good. Looks like he just hammered that one through after missing the last one. The injured player was Declan Walsh. He's committed to play football
Next year at St. Thomas, so hopefully he's okay. He was able to walk under his own power off the field, so our thoughts are with him. Try to get an update later for you. But right now, Benet up 23-0 with under 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Another touchdown for the Red Wings.
Well, we did see that ambulance go, but for the score, fortunately.
So 5:57 to go, 23-0 game. What's the mindset if you're St. Viator looking to get back in this one? They haven't really faced a deficit so far this season.
That's a great question, but if I'm St. Viator, I'm like, execute one play at a time. Get a positive yardage, okay, then another positive yardage, then a different play, another positive yardage. Move the flags one at a time. Get a first down, then get another first down. Hold the ball, move the ball, right? It does a couple of things. You're holding the ball, keeping Benet from getting the ball, but furthermore, you got to execute, got to practice your execution. And here, if you can execute against Benet, you can probably execute against anybody. So one play at a time is how you have to go. You can't think you got to return this kick, then I got to get an onside, another bomb touchdown. You have to take it one small play at a time.
Conway to kick it off. So away, it'll be to the up man, who's out across the 30 to the 40. All the way nearly to midfield.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go out of bounds there at about the 40, but he stayed in bounds and got all the way to the 50.
That was Ethan Angst, the senior linebacker.
That's like the best field position I can remember for St. Viator on those kickoffs. Mm-hmm. They've been, bottling them up. The 27 a couple of times, the 32. Now here is at midfield, but down by a lot.
They'll start at their own 48, and Angst is somebody, when I was talking to Coach earlier, said he's an important player for the team. He was listing players. I said, Coach, who's important on the defense? Who are the standouts on the defense? And he just started listing players, and I thought he was going to list the whole defense, but Angst was a name that he listed.
Yeah,
he's one of those players that stands out.
Yep, in the game recap, I asked ChatGPT who the key players on the team were, and it listed them all. I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that.
Benet in shotgun, trying to spark something for his offense. It'll be a handoff on the end around. And Michael Tauscher is bottled up at about the 50-yard line.
Yeah, I like the counter move. Obviously, Benet's defense has been very good at aggressively pursuing. So you think, well, if you counter and go back the other way, maybe we can get some yardage. But nope, they stayed home on the far side, pushed the ball back up in the middle into the pressure. Really nice defense in a 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9. Can't ask for much better if you're Benet.
5:30 to go. It's been all Benet in a battle of two Chicago Catholic League ESCC foes, two undefeated foes. Looks like we'll get a timeout from St. Viator, and that'll send us to a quick commercial break with Benet up 23-0 on their homecoming versus St. Viator. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions. We'll be right back.
45 seconds or so.
That was, who took that timeout?
Oh, yeah, who took that timeout?
Viator.
Viator, left side.
Darn it.
This, but for the record, very well done, sir.
Taking some good news too, but we're getting there.
I feel bad about Jack. I feel bad. That's right. It'll take you about an hour to get home, right? Yeah, I do too. too. I mean, personally, but no worries.
Benet 23, St. Viator nothing. St. Viator looking to get a drive going. It's second down. Komet back to throw. Sideline. Nice throw on the money, and that's completed for about 6 yards. It'll bring up third and short.
I think I saw 5 Viator players in those patterns, 2 deep, 1 on each side of the field, and 1 in the middle. So they're definitely going to the air attack here.
That was the tight end Jalen Schlahetka with the catch. Actually listed as a wide receiver, but he stands 6 foot 170. Komet back again in shotgun, third and about 3 yards. It'll be a handoff, fake handoff. Komet pulls it down, throw over the middle, and moving away there. He's able to make the throw and finds Damasio Ortigan.
Yeah, I wonder what that flag is about. Came from the sideline judge.
And they're going to get him for an illegal man downfield. It looks like the play was blown up early, and Komet had to scramble and create something. I wonder if there was a different type of setup there, which caused the offensive lineman to be up. Not sure if maybe they're trying to set up a screen.
Yeah, and usually there's like a yard or 2 grace on that as well, so he had to be more than a yard or 2 downfield for that flag to come out.
Pushes him back, it'll be 3rd and 8.
It's kind of like when it rains, it pours. You get the completion, you get the, this, in this case, kind of a small penalty, but it moves you back and you still don't have it first. You got 1 down to get it. Maybe it's 4 down territory here.
Not a whole lot of luck on offense tonight for St. Viator. Still looking to get something going. Scoreless in the second quarter, 4:41 to go. St. Viator looking for a score to get back in this game. Komet rolls to his left, near the first down marker. He throws, picked off Rogowski. Oh, and he dropped it.
Just the pause between the two. He intercepted, then he dropped it.
It looked like it was in his hands, and hands were on the head after, and that was actually Jack Getz, the safety.
I'm just thinking
on the play. Had his hands on the football near the sideline.
Yeah, but I'm preying on the emotions of it. It looks like everybody thought he caught it, and then all of a sudden, a little bit later, oh, just kidding.
Brings up 4th and 8, and I think at this point, if you're St. Viator, you have to go for this.
Yeah, but you're at midfield. Let's see, 4 minutes to go. Giving up the ball at midfield for a 5th score in a row isn't real smart either. They punted last time, the pooch punt, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that again, but Bennett's not expecting that.
And remember, Benet gets the ball out of halftime as well.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, Bennett's...
And it's a timeout, St. Viator. They're going to try to set up a nice play.
Yeah, I'm thinking the assistant coach or somebody went to the coach and say, oh, maybe not this time, or maybe that's what the coach wanted to do. But I think punting here is the way to go. I mean, you're down 23, arguably 3 scores, right? If you get the 2-point conversions, but 23 right now. You're not worried about the 23 points. You're worried about let's get in the first down, and they haven't been having any luck getting those first downs.
You do have a good quarterback in Cooper Komet, who's thrown well so far this season. 30-year starting quarterback. Midway through his sophomore year, he was thrust into the starting role. He's an even-keeled guy. He's been very mature, makes smart decisions, but 8 yards is a long way to pick up at midfield. It's a risky play, even with a veteran quarterback like that.
Well, for sure, and you're also doing it against the Benet defense. That's part of the problem. The Benet defense has been terrific. We get the benefit of seeing the whole entire field when the play develops, right? And we see downfield, and Benet is absolutely enveloping the receivers. They're just not open. Unless, of course, it deflects, and then you almost make a first down on a 4th down play.
The offense is back out there for St. Viator. 4 receivers spread out wide, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Running back in the backfield is Franson. Komet, big drop back. He's looking long. Throws long to Ellis. He's grabbed and knocked down. Rogowski knocks away the ball.
Interesting. The ball went up, and there were a bunch of players, and of course, Rogowski is the one that knocks it down. But he wasn't interested in intercepting it either. He just put a big paw up there and said, nope, nobody's catching this.
Rogowski was the safety coming in. Ellis had a man on him as well.
And now they get the ball at midfield. So if there was a punt, with a favorable bounce, they might be at the 10-yard line or something. But instead, you're at midfield, 4 minutes and 21 seconds. You can go a long way in that.
Benet looking for another score, and This could be a big one. This feels like a possible put-away drive for Benet here.
I was thinking of the term, right? Knockout punch, right? They get a knockout punch before the halfway point.
All Benet in the first half on their homecoming night against St. Viator. Fakes the handoff to Doyle. Kabaki keeps, breaks away from a bunch of defenders, and he probably should have just kept it up the middle as he might wind up losing yards on this play. He's back towards the 46-yard line.
Yeah, this is easy for us to say, but that's exactly what it was. He had the yardage, then broke away and went backwards and lost some of it. But, when you have a mentality like I'm not going down, I am getting the first down, you have a never say die attitude, that's going to happen sometimes.
And he's been a very strong runner so far tonight on those draws.
That's the thing. The whole team is strong. I mean, what a great job by Benet here. And you have to, give kudos to the coaching staff with the scheming here.
Benet's first 3-0 start to the year since 2019, looking to continue that against an undefeated St. Viator team. Kabaki drops back. He's got a receiver open over the middle. It's caught. That'll be a first down.
And again, running to the right, running hard to the right, he's still able to plant that foot and get his shoulders around back. You want to say across the field, but it was into the middle. That's a very difficult throw, but the receiver was open. Perfect throw, down low, went down to catch it. I mean, you can't execute any better than that.
Ben Albert, the junior, with the catch. It's out to the 40-yard line, and Benet continues to drive. Nearing 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Can Benet continue the offensive momentum? It's a screen pass. Doyle, he'll go and get it. Oh, and a tough hit in the middle as a couple players go down.
Yeah, with another one of those yellow flags on the field. I like the inside screen, but it was well covered.
That'll push it forward there. It looks like the penalty is on the defense, waiting for an official signal. And they will move the ball up. It's going to be second and about 4 yards here for Benet. At the 34-yard line, under 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Benet looking to extend its lead up 23-0. It's been all Benet so far. Kubaki over the right side, and he's stuffed. St. Viator's defense, I think you're starting to see a little bit more energy from them. Might feel the pressure. Really can't let up a score here.
Well, I think it's that, but I think it's something else too. They've seen the offense now, so they're teams. No matter how good teams are able to adjust when they've seen the other team a little bit. They're like, okay, this player's good and goes that way. This blocker has this tendency. Now I can counter with that, and the coaches see it too. And both coaches are able to make adjustments. So I think that's what we're seeing out of Viator. They are making adjustments and they are working some.
Kubaki in the shotgun, takes the snap. Looking over the middle. He's got a receiver out towards the 20-yard line and shoving the defender away. That's Joe Rohde.
Wide open and a perfect Kubaki pass yet again. I mean, he puts the ball, you can't hand it to a receiver any better than he throws it.
Interesting to see Rohde out as a receiver as well. On the roster, he's listed as a defensive end, offensive tackle, but 6'4", and he can move as well.
Well, it'll be interesting to see where Kubaki goes to college too. He's clearly a college quality quarterback, but he's going to be held back on profiled, right? He's going to be 5'8". So how many good schools want 5'8" quarterbacks? But this guy is absolutely terrific. It'll be interesting to see where he finally does go.
2:03 to go here in the second quarter. 1st and 10 for Benet at the 20-yard line. Somebody jumped. We'll see who it's on. It's going to be on Benet. False start. So they'll be pushed back 5 yards. That stymies the offensive momentum, but the offense has really been working so far for the Red Wings.
Yeah, you almost feel like 5 yards doesn't matter the way this offense has been going. It's still 1st and 15. They still have 4 tries to get the first down. You almost feel like 5 yards isn't going to make a heck of a lot of difference, but we'll see.
Kubaki with 2 in the backfield with him. Takes the snap, looking for the screen. Now he fires over the middle, and it's caught by Wilds again. Does he have his second touchdown? There's a flag on the field, so hold everything.
Yeah, I can't see how that could possibly be an offensive flag, so I'm thinking touchdown, but let's see. What a catch.
Benet's sideline isn't celebrating.
They are not, right, as the ball gets marked off against them.
Wait for the signal here. Illegal man downfield.
Oh, that one again.
The way that play was set up, it looked like it was going to be a screen, and then the slant came over the middle. Might have been because they had to bail out on the screen play to Doyle that blocker once again pushes upfield.
Well, the blockers have to hold their block. They'll count 3 seconds, right, and then start running upfield. And maybe the fact that the screen pass wasn't thrown initially, then the blocker did run upfield, and then the slant was open. So that's probably what it was, and here we go, 1st and 20.
Well, now a challenge here for Benet as they try to keep the offensive momentum rolling. Deep pass over the middle and nearly finds Doyle streaking across the seam.
Yeah, from our angle, it looked like a perfect pass, but, for once, not right in the receiver's hands. Maybe a little bit ahead of him. Throw that on a frozen rope.
Brings up 2nd and 20. Couple of deep shots here from Benet. They're relying more on the passing game.
Well, remember earlier in the game, that very first pass of the game, that I thought it would have been nice if they got behind the defense and put some air on it. These are line drive passes. There's a strong, like you said, a strong arm for a 5'8" quarterback.
Kabaki takes the snap. 3 receivers to his right, dropping, and he's got Green in front of him. He'll run. Viator defenders come up. It's a whole bunch of them, but it looks like he got about 7 yards on the run.
That's actually a lot of yards, but boy, it looked like there's a lot of green field over on the right. This looked like student body go into the end zone. I'm going to heave one, but instead he decided that he's going to run to the right where there was nobody at first. But 7 yards.
Bennett's going to use a timeout here with the 1:38 to go in the second quarter. We're going to take a quick break. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions. Benet 23, St. Viator nothing. Yeah, it's good there. Yeah.
It's fine.
Minute 38 to go here in the second quarter. Benet 23, St. Viator nothing. 3rd down and about 12 yards to go for Benet. They're looking to keep up the offensive momentum and possibly find a put-away drive here in the second quarter before halftime. Kubaki in the shotgun.
Yeah, I'm thinking a pass over the end zone. If that doesn't work, then kick a field goal.
Fake handoff over the middle. It's picked off by Viator.
That I was not thinking about.
Bob says never mind, and that's Ellis. We've seen him on the offensive end. He had the big play earlier for St. Viator. This time he makes the interception.
We were talking about this being a knockout blow. I was resigned to the fact that Benet was going to go in for another touchdown. They've scored on every drive, right? Well, finally, they threw it into the hands of a St. Viator defender, got picked off. That's going to save some points. So now going into halftime down, 30-0. Now you're at least only down 23-0. 3 scores versus, the game's out of touch is a big difference.
And a big playmaker in Davion Ellis who can break for all kinds of yardage. You have a strong-armed quarterback. Wouldn't be surprised if St. Viator tries to get a score here.
And what happens, too, is that good coaches make good adjustments at halftime. Maybe Viator, finds the magic. This
Benet,
is deep.
looking long. Passes up, and incomplete. Play broken up by Jack Getz for Benet.
I like that try, though. Go deep, get at least a first down or something like that. That was obviously thrown up for grabs. No real harm done with 1:22 to go, but that's a good way to move the ball downfield. I felt like it was a little bit underthrown. I think the receiver got behind the defender, and if had it been behind, further thrown, he could have gotten under it.
Well, that was a jump ball to the 6'6" receiver, Sasha Summers.
Yeah. I didn't know about the 6'6" part.
Yeah, that helps out.
Hence the jump ball part.
Getz, who was on the coverage, only 6'1", so about a 5-inch advantage there.
And made the play. I've seen too many flags here. Stop that.
Wait for the signal to find out what that is. False start on the offense. It'll push St. Viator back 5 yards.
Well, that penalty against Benet mattered on that drive. Then, of course, there's 2 penalties. It was 1st and 20. Well, now we got a 2nd and 15 now. And the yardage does matter for Viator.
1:22, pushback, 2nd and 15 now. part of you think Viator should just run the ball and take it into halftime and reset?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. No, I'm going to try to be, get the ball to the first down, even if I have to pass it. I'm not worried about the clock. I'm not worried about giving the ball back to Benet. I want to find a way to get a first down.
They will pass it. Komet back, looking. He's got time in the pocket. Now he'll scramble to his left. He'll throw it up and away, out of bounds.
Boy, he threw that away. I think that went over the left field fence.
3rd down and 10, and now Bennett's defense with an opportunity to force Viator to punt it away, maybe get one last possession for their offense. Bennett's run game has been very good. Passing game obviously has been good too, but it allows Bennett's offense, opens up some possibilities if they were to get the ball back.
Well, it's one of those, even though it's 23-0, it's actually a big play in the game. If they get a first down, they can hold on to the ball, but if they don't get a first down, that punt's going to have to happen, and there's plenty of time for Benet to take it back. And even if they run, Bennett's got 2 timeouts to stop the clock, so Bennett's going to get the ball with some substantial time to go in this half.
Big play for St. Viator on 3rd down here at the end of the half. 3rd and
go
15.
Deep.
Fakes to the left, fakes to the right. Now it's an inside screen to Ellis. That's what they broke big on earlier. This time Benet has it wrapped up, though. It's a gain of about 5-ish yards, maybe 6 on the play, but it's not going to be enough for the first down.
Right, and you just got to punt it away. Now Bennett's going to have a minute or so left to play with this and 2 timeouts, so it's almost going to be like eternity to stop them yet again. But I think if you're St. Viator, you had to try to get that first down. I think I would have thrown it long past the marker, but they chose to go to all-conference receiver and get the first down on the ground with a short pass.
I believe we do get a timeout for Benet here. So they'll be down 1 more. We'll send it to a quick break here. 1:02 to go in the 2nd quarter. Benet 23, St. Viator nothing. St. Viator going to punt it back to the Red Wings.
When you're watching it on Prime or ESPN, it's like this game will return shortly, which is like the tweet. You just get one of those.
How many timeouts do you have for Benet left? 0 or 1?
I have 1 left.
1 left?
2 for St.
They took the 1 right before that pick, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, then yeah. All right, you guys ready?
Welcome back. 4th down for St. Viator. 4th and long. They're going to have to punt it away here with 1:02 to go in the first half. Benet up 23-0 on its homecoming night. 2 undefeated teams going at it. High snap, brought down and punted away by Niemiec. They'll let it bounce as Radgowski lets it go through. Viator's going to let the clock run here and not touch it. Down to 57, 56, 55 seconds, and finally, they'll pat it down. Benet will have to drive about 67 yards here to find the end zone.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Bennett's really going to try to pass to find the end zone. They just had the ball intercepted. They got a safe 23-0 lead. I mean, you don't want to make it 23-7 on some kind of quirk, a sack, a fumble, a pick six, anything like that. So I'm thinking they're just with the 51 seconds. The punt was successful to push them back far enough that's going to tank their offense for this half.
Well, a good running back, too, in Marty Radgowski. So you wonder if maybe hand the ball off to him. If he breaks one, then you start to push the offense a little bit more. But if not, then you just eat it and go into halftime with the lead.
Right. Sometimes you get too excited in a game like this, and you run yourself out of the game. See what they do, though.
Benet up 23-0. They'll pass. Looking towards the middle of the field, and it's incomplete. Intended receiver was Joe Rohde.
Yeah, it was kind of into traffic. You want to say not exactly triple covered. It looked more like a zone defense, and he found a little, small spot. So a little better pass, maybe could have caught it. Maybe the receiver should have taken another step, but there's a defender there. So anyway, 2nd down, they still think they should just run it out here. Don't take a risk. If somebody had a beat on that ball, picks it off, you end up 7 points.
46 seconds in the half. Benet up 23-0. It's been all Benet so far tonight.
Oh, and that's what they're thinking. Why stop that now?
Kabaki takes it. He's looking long. Eyes downfield. Fires it long. Over the middle. It's caught. Wild, who already has the touchdown tonight. Another big catch, and Benet into plus territory now. 36 seconds on the clock. Clock will stop for the first down
Well, another pass like that, and they can at least get a field goal out of it.
Benet will line up. Kubaki hurrying the troops to the line. Down to 27 seconds, 25 on the clock. Kubaki looking long towards the sideline. It's off of Doyle's hands.
Boy, it was in his hands. I think Doyle was looking down the field to see who was going to tackle him, but instead of catching the ball, perfectly thrown, just went through his hands. No real harm done in the sense that the clock stops.
Doyle had the big play earlier tonight on about a 40-yard touchdown catch. So down to 16 seconds on the clock. And timeout St. Viator. They're going to reset the defense. We'll keep it right here as we head towards halftime. But right now, 16 seconds, that's not a lot of time to really push the ball. I've seen Kubaki throw the ball about 40 yards before, but need to get it up a little bit for the Hail Mary attempt.
What I want to run here is some kind of slant, hopefully across the middle, and then you can get the ball and keep running because you're going to need, roughly guessing 20 or 30 yards here to be able to make a field goal. If you're catching it on the run and you can dodge the defender, maybe you can run it in for the end zone. But what you don't want to see is go downfield 15 yards, turn back to the quarterback. Even if that's completed, you get tackled, you call timeout. The kick is, I just think the kick is a little bit too out of range here. So I want to see some kind of catch and throw on the run.
Benet still has a timeout in its pocket.
Yeah, and they'll need that timeout to set up for a field goal if they do get tackled on the field somewhere, which is most likely to happen. I'm also thinking if you try 2 shots into the end zone, what is exactly the arm strength here? Can you get it into the end zone twice? The first one's incomplete. Maybe the second one works. Maybe even on 4th down, you just throw the Hail Mary kind of thing. But again, if I'm Benet, I don't take too many chances with a 23-point lead.
47 yards would be tough, I would say, for even some high-level college quarterbacks. So this might be a tough throw from all the way back here. Kubaki in the shotgun. He's looking deep over the middle. He'll step up. And he'll take his 6 or 7 yards, get about to the 40-yard line before he steps out of bounds with 9 seconds.
I kind of like that. Now, there's 9 seconds, so you get maybe 2 more plays if you do the very same thing, run out of bounds with, it'll be 4th down. That'd be the last play. But I think he's looking to get the ball into the end zone one way or other.
Spot is a little bit farther back, so he'll be at the 43.
But still not a whole lot closer to the end zone.
No.
Right.
9 seconds to go, 3rd down here. He can probably still run one more play and then take your shot, but it's got to be quick. Kubaki takes it. He's looking long. All the receivers are downfield. There's flags in the backfield. Kubaki steps up, fires it way high, and that will send us to halftime, barring a penalty.
Well, it's probably offensive holding, so that penalty, it'll be declined, right?
So that's going to send us to the half with Benet leading over St. Viator 23-0 on its homecoming. 2 undefeated foes looking to stay undefeated. It's been all Benet earlier. Can St. Viator make the comeback? We'll see. After half, Benet 23, St. Viator 0 from Benedictine.
All right, well then, so we can just run any kind of commercials or whatever for however long the halftime is. Okay. We'll jump in, a minute or so before. What would be nice if I put together like a 20-minute, montage, but I don't got one.
I was going to say there should be a way to get these like just auto play.
Yeah.
Play one right after another.
Or you just, render them together, have one long one. But I didn't do that, so I'm sorry. We don't usually use my computer for these, so. But you're awesome, so thank you.
Going good.
How's your stats doing? So you're doing this just on...
I was trying to.
Yeah. Well, we'll have
That's all right.
We'll have post-game stats. We just won't have real-time stats. We do have them there if he's like. Well, let's just go this route. Let's not break a bank.
you can't be more prepared.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy. Not well, what Kyle said was going to happen. No, I'm kidding.
No, I know.
Welcome back to Benedictine University, right next to the campus of Benet Academy in Lisle. Benet 23, St. Viator nothing on Benet's homecoming. 2 undefeated teams going at it, conference opponents, and it's been all Benet so far. 3 touchdowns for the Red Wings. Marty Radgowski with the short rush, Luke Doyle with the long catch, and then Luke Wilds with a catch over the middle as well. So Benet's offense has been clicking so far. St. Viator hasn't had any answers yet.
And it's funny to watch the warm-up on the field right now. We got Benet running from the 0 to the 40. You know, we got St. Viator kind of walking dejectedly. If you were to look at the body language, it looks like Benet's winning 23-0. So I'm sure that's not, you know, the data point we should be using to figure out if St. Viator can get back in this game. But what I'm very interested into seeing is what adjustments, if any, St. Viator is going to do. They have been trying to pass with Komet, and they've rolled him out both sides, left and right. He's got a strong arm. The receivers have been well covered by Benet's defense. So if you're Viator, how are you going to get back in the game? I mean, I can sit here and say they're going to get 3 yards here and 3 yards there and finally a first down, but are they going to do that on the ground? Are they going to do it in the air? But so we'll see what adjustments they actually make.
So you mentioned that about Benet, but also on the other end, St. Viator is a much smaller roster than Benet. Benet's a 7A school, St. Viator just a 4A school, so Benet has more subs to use. They might have a little more pep in their step on their homecoming because they're able to get fresh legs in there more than Viator is, just being the size that they are, the size of roster that they are compared to what Viator is. But Viator's going to rely a lot on their quarterback and a lot on their weapons, but Cooper Komet is probably who they're going to rely on, his arm, to try to get back in this game. Well,
and that's why Viator is playing this game, to play somebody good so that they can do well at their level. I mean, if you're playing easy games, you're not going to get good. So no matter who you play, you know, we were talking about it at halftime, but strength of schedule is where it's at. So, and that's what Viator is doing here by playing Benet. But, man, Benet, you kind of wonder, where do they even get a strength of schedule to keep up with them? Benet's a terrific team. Obviously, when it gets down to the state playoffs, it'll get lots more challenging, but they're prepared for that challenge.
Once again, Jack McGrath with Bob Vilsoe here at Benet Academy. Benet 23, St. Viator nothing. And Bob, something we haven't brought up so far is that if Benet wins today, they already matched their win total from last year. This is a team that has improved a lot from last season, a lot more experience, and a lot of more experience helps a team grow and succeed more.
It's so hard to believe that that's happening. That's when you want to go back and look at the roster. Let's see, how many seniors graduated, how many underclassmen were playing last year. And it's amazing how much better you get from one year to the next. So if you're a sophomore and you go to be a junior, you could be 6 inches taller and 40 pounds bigger, playing the same position that you were the prior year, and all of a sudden you're going to excel. Then, you know, especially with the guys, they go from juniors to seniors, they continue to grow. Now, if you're a women's volleyball player and you're a sophomore in high school, you know, you kind of stop growing at that point in terms of height, right? Not men football players. I mean, look out. These guys can continue to grow and get big, and that's one more reason why they get better year after year, and that may be what happened to Benet.
Benet's quarterback, Ryan Kubacki, he has 1 interception on the day, but he has a couple of touchdowns as well, throwing the ball, and he's been solid so far. What have you seen from him, Bob?
Solid, that's a good word for it. What I like is the consistency, right? Especially if you're a coach, you kind of know what you're going to get. You're not getting wild throws and you're afraid to call a play, right? And so he can run left, run right. You know, he's just got a real knack for the game. But the consistency is the word I would come up with. But consistency on a high level. Sometimes it's easy to be consistent if you're consistently, you know, I'm going to say it this way, you can be consistently bad, right? But no, this is a very consistently good player and a good team, and I really like the play calls. I was especially enamored with the play call once passing the flat to the left, which put the wide side of the field to the right, and then that's when they went deep on the right.
Benet's going to return the kick to start the second half. It's Alex Nemiak to kick it off here for St. Viator. 2 kickers on the roster, Kevin Nemiak and Alex Nemiak. Both, one's a senior, one's a sophomore. Coach told me they both would see playing time in this game. It'll be Alex to start off the second half.
And like you said, too, Benet gets the ball first and has the lead.
Kickoff is through the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and Benet will start with the football. So
that's the first and only kickoff that went into the end zone.
It's the first time St. Viator's kicked the ball tonight as well.
Right, so they're for one and putting it in the end zone.
Ryan Kubacki and the offense back out there. 3 touchdowns already today. Scored on their first 4 drives of the game. They were solid all throughout the first half, and they'll look to keep it going. Talked about a put-away drive at the end of the first half. Well, now they get maybe a second chance at that put-away drive.
Yes, they do. And even more meaningful if they get the put-away drive now because it'll be later into the third quarter when it happens.
Ball at the 20-yard line. Kubaki, 2 running backs to his right. Takes it, screen pass. Doyle is lit up behind the line.
So we're going to give the St. Viator team, coaching staff a little credit there. They obviously smelled out that play. So clearly they made all the right adjustments at halftime. And as a data point of one play. But that's a good start for Viator. They pushed him back. Now it's 2nd and long.
Looks like the play was made by J.R. Clary to blow that one up.
And blow up is the right word. So Benet's going to have to put that play, and let's not run that one again.
Empty backfield this time for Kubaki. 3 receivers spread out to his left. Receivers make sure they're on sides. 2nd and about 12. Kubaki takes the snap, throws it over the middle, a little bit high.
So the 3 receivers to the left, he went to the one-on-one on the right, a slant down the middle. If he catches it and breaks the tackle, it's a touchdown. So I like the play call, just a little too high on the throw.
Surprised Benet comes out throwing to start the second half with a lead like this.
Well, yeah, they have a diversified offense, so I don't think they're saying, okay, we're ahead, let's make sure the clock runs. I think they're saying, we're ahead, we're going to continue to be unpredictable on what we do so that nobody can stop us not only today but next week.
3 receivers spread out to the left again. Empty backfield again for Kubaki. We have seen him keep the ball a couple of times, but wouldn't expect that here on 3rd and long. 2 receivers out to his right, takes the snap. He's got Radgowski underneath, but he's going to fire long instead into double coverage. Nothing's there. There's a flag in the backfield.
Yeah, fortunately, that was thrown away. He was double covered underneath and over the top. I mean, he would have had to, just put that ball in perfectly. Anyway, holding call probably declined. They have to punt. So this is what St. Viator wanted. But remember we talked about sacks earlier. Even though it wasn't a sack, it was a tackle behind the line on that screen pass, and that caused the 2nd and long, and that caused Benet to continue to pass, and they just didn't complete them this time, right? So St. Viator got the ball back. So what we are going to say is, at least on the first drive, this is the first time St. Viator's really been able to stop them, except obviously for that pick down at the other end late in the first half. Now they get the ball back and score here, and it makes it a closer game.
23 points already for Benet, and we mentioned coming into this game, St. Viator had only given up 13 points, so we're finally seeing that defense really step up, and that's what we expected to see from St. Viator coming into this game. Here's the punt from Kubaki, and it's going to go out of bounds, shanked it a little bit, and Viator's going to start with their best field position of the night.
I hope nobody gets mad at me, but I'm thinking, they've got good soccer teams here at Benet. Maybe they should have used a soccer player instead of...
Ball's going to be at the 35-yard line, so the best field position for Cooper Komet and his offense.
You're ahead 23-0, so you're not really in any danger. And at the same time, you're giving up the ball early. You didn't get any yards, right? And they're knocking at your 35-yard line. So, if St. Viator takes this in, we got a football game.
Can the Offensive Player of the Year, Cooper Komet, in his division last year, can he lead St. Viator to a comeback here on offense? The handoff is to Franzen over the left side. He's got some room, runs over a defender all the way down to the 20-yard line, and a tough run
one of the best,
Franzen.
Yeah, sorry, one of the best runs we've seen, right? So St. Viator goes back into the halftime. They make some adjustments. They stop them on defense. They've got the ball on their first carry, first down, at least of the half.
The way it's listed, Keaton Franzen is not a huge guy. 5'10", 155, but he showed some strength on that run. Komet in shotgun. A little bit of a spark here. Franzen to the outside. This time, doesn't look like he has much room. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and a nice job doing so, because didn't look like he had anything there. He even gained a yard on the play.
Well, he's strung out well by the defense. Again, Benet playing good defense the whole game. Probably went to halftime and didn't make any adjustments, or at least maybe didn't make very many adjustments. And St. Viator, well, it's going to be a struggle against them.
Can you really make any adjustments if you're up 23-0 at halftime? There's not a whole lot that the coaches can be seeing that they're saying, oh, we could do this a little bit better, just because everything went so right for Benet in that first half.
Well, it would be one of those, don't make just continue with the game plan that you've put forward so far. Maybe an adjustment or two, but nothing large.
2nd down, Komet in shotgun. Spread his receiver out wide. Tight end in motion. It's going to be a pitch. Franzen again. Viator sticking to the ground, and Franzen lowers the shoulder. He's got a gain of about 4-5 yards, and it'll bring up 3rd and about 4.
Yeah, I feel like it's a 4-down territory. I like what they stayed on the ground. They went to the wide side of the field, and so far what we're seeing from Viator is they continue to run toward the wide side. So if they do run, I would expect it to be a run to the right. I don't know where the tackle will end up, so we'll know if they're going to go left or back up the middle.
Relying on Franzen more here to start the second half. Franzen over 120 yards on the year coming into the day with a trio of touchdowns. It's an option. Komet flips it back. Ellis on the reverse. He's got daylight in front of him near the 1-yard line. Let's see if he got in.
I thought he got in, yeah. Touchdown.
Ran over Radgowski.
So we got a game.
We do. Ellis has the touchdown, and Viator's on the board for the first time tonight.
I like that, though. First off, they got the ball in a really good field position, kind of because of the punt didn't go very well, right? Then run left, run right kind of thing. They ran back toward the wide side of the field. This time the counter. We saw that counter earlier against Benet. And I'm not going to say it worked because Benet turned it back up the middle, but they tried it again, kept going wide. Touchdown. So 23 to 6 or 7 here.
Or 8. Looks like Viator might be keeping the offense on the field to go for 2.
Yeah, I think I would do that if I were them too.
Cut the lead to 15 if they're able to succeed on the try. Viator kept the ball on the ground on this possession. First time they found pay dirt tonight. Let's see if they keep the ball on the ground again. This time they'll throw. Komet, jump ball, back of the end zone. And it is dropped in the back of the end zone. Intended receiver was Jalen Shaletka, the 6-foot wide receiver.
Boy, the offensive line let a couple of players get right through that. This is a pretty good blitz by Benet. Threw it deep in the end zone, just threw it too far. Certainly one of those throws where nobody can get it except his own receiver, but I'm thinking in a 2-point conversion, who cares if it's intercepted? Make it catchable by your own guy.
So 17-point game. Do you like the decision there to instead of cut it to 2 possessions automatically by kicking the extra point, almost automatically by kicking the extra point, to instead go for 2, and now you still find yourself in a 3-possession hole if you're St. Viator?
Let's just say this. I think most pro teams, for example, if they're down by 23 points, what they would do is they would take the 7 first, and then they would hope to get 2 scores later and get the 2 2-point conversions. But by missing this 2-point conversion, now you're down 17 points. So I think a lot of teams would, that was a great question, I think would have gone for the 1 rather than 2. I liked the call because if you make it, you get good at it. Those 2-point conversions, then you do it 3 times, you do win the game 24-23. If you kick that ball, you really can't win. You can't win 24-23
and now
at
St.
least.
Viator knows what they need too, right? They know they need 3 more positions. If you were to miss that later in the game, you might not be able to optimally run out the clock. This kick's going to go through the end zone again.
2 for 2. So now if they can somehow stop them behind the line of scrimmage and push them back, maybe their defense can stop the completions. I'm going to guess now that Benet, you said it, they started out throwing in the second half, which surprised you a little bit. I think now they're going to go back to the run since that was effective. They do want to eat a little bit of clock, and the score is now closer. It's not a 23-0 blowout anymore. It's a 17-point game.
Marty Radgowski has been the star of this Benet offense so far this season. We'll see if they go back to him. They have him in the backfield now, standing next to Kubaki. 9:53 to go here in the third quarter. St. Viator just got their first score of the game.
So we'll do a betting man run right.
There it is. It's the run right, but that one's stuffed. A nice defensive play in the backfield. Michael Tauscher.
Yeah, I'm thinking that Viator maybe is pushing the linebackers up. In other words, daring the throw, but they got to stop the run. If you stop the run, keep them second and long, anything can happen on the pass attempts. So far from what I see, the Viator's adjustments absolutely are working. And of course they revolve around being more aggressive.
This is the Viator defense we were really expecting, and the adjustments are working. Viator's defense looks like a different animal so far in the second half. Benet was running up and down the field earlier, but no luck so far in the second. Handoff again. No, it's a keeper. Fake. Kubaki, nice one. Gets out to the outside. He fooled, it looked like, most of the defense, but wasn't able to get out wide. He only got about 3 yards on the carry.
Yeah, he definitely sprinted that way, and the play was strung out very, very well. So now with the large part of the field to the left, I think Benet's a little bit more uncomfortable on the right hash mark than they are on the left hash mark, but let's see what they do for the 7 yards. My guess, throw up the middle. They might throw, you never know what they're going to do, but maybe a short screen across the middle. See what they do.
Radgowski on the field. The other receivers are Luke Wilds and Luke Doyle. along with Ben Albert. 3rd and 7, Kubaki takes it in the shotgun, looking to his left. Steps up in the pocket, scrambles to the left, still looking. Here's the throw, and he's got a receiver over the middle. Still going across the 50, across the 40. One man to beat to the 30-yard line. He finds his tight end.
It looked like
that was Declan Walsh with the catch, and good to see him back because you saw him leave the game earlier with injury, wraps up the knee, comes back, makes the catch. I wasn't sure if he was going to be back on the field tonight.
I like the St. Viator blitz. That, just about everybody was, just throw everything at the quarterback, and it worked for a while. He scrambled out just like he was Caleb Williams there, but made a completion back across the middle, perfectly thrown ball. There's nobody left on defense to tackle him.
Kubaki looks at the sideline for a call. Now Benet in plus territory once again. That might be the big play that sparks the Benet offense. They'll look to keep the momentum going here. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Handoff. Rudkowski carrying defenders up to the 20.
Yeah,
that time close to the first down marker.
Yeah, that time pounding the left side. So Benet probably stay on the ground the rest of the way here and pound it in and get that hopefully the 30th point again.
It's been an offensive showcase for Benet tonight, but this offense has been very, very good so far this season. 42 points per game.
Yeah, Kubaki is very good at throwing across his body, back to the middle. In that case, he was running to the left and threw it back to the right, and that's even harder. But, beautiful for him. Stopped, turned back. He had room. He didn't get, smashed by the defender and completed it across the middle for a lot of yards.
2 in the backfield, 1 in front of Kubaki. Hands off Rudkowski up the middle, lowers the shoulder. It'll be about a 5-yard gain, and Viator seems to think the ball came out.
Again?
Waiting for a signal.
Their defense knows they've got it. They're already running out on the field. I mean, their offense knows they've got it.
And Bennett's offense is trotting off. That's a fumble and a huge turnover.
That's the second time that Benet turned over real deep in the other territory, and that's part of the reason why the game has been close. So Viator can stop them, but not on downs. They need the turnovers. Now they're only down by 17.
Suddenly we have a ball game. St. Viator was down and out early, but they score their first touchdown of their game on the last drive. Viator's first touchdown of the game, that is. And now force a turnover for Benet. And St. Viator with a chance to capture some of the momentum back, steal the momentum back from Benet on Benet's homecoming night, and possibly get right back in this one.
Well, I think the momentum is stolen. The question is going to be, will it be enough to get back in the game? I mean, the first half was so one-sided. It's going to be hard to, reverse that.
7:48 to go in the third quarter. A lot of time left still in this game. Cooper Komet takes it. Handoff. That's Franzen over the left side on the reverse, and he's got about 12 yards and a huge hit by the safety. Got a couple players down on that sideline.
I like those counter plays. Looks like the training staff is coming out.
Training staff is going to come out, and we're going to take a quick break here at Benet while the training staff takes a look. With 7:41 to go in the third quarter, we'll get you an update on the injury when we come back. Benet 23, St. Viator 6 from Benedictine University. Oh, no, I got one. We're good. Thank you. I appreciate it, though.
No, that's just one.
We're seeing a blank screen.
Marty Redgowski, the injured player, it looks like he's up under his own power. Hope he's all right. That was a big hit along the sideline.
Well, they can ill afford to lose him, and if they do lose him, hopefully it's for a play or two, or maybe a couple of downs or two, but not for any kind of long-term injury.
So it's St. Viator football, first down from about the 28-yard line. Benet will take it, hand it off. Ellis over the left side, and he's got some running room. It's going to be about a 7-yard gain, and the running game's been working. We didn't see a lot of that from St. Viator in the first half, but they've turned on the Jets in the second and have started handing the ball off as well.
Well, sometimes you have to keep at something, right? So Benet kept stringing those wide runs out. They weren't going anywhere, so that's why St. Viator went back to the passing offense, right? But now at halftime, maybe they decided, let's go back at these runs. And right now, the sweeps to the left, whether it's a counter or just a pitch, have been very, very effective running wide to the left. Now that'll open up wide to the right, and here's another injury.
Another injury with a player down. 7:34 to go here. It looks like they're stretching him out, so hopefully it's just some cramping here on the field.
Well, and the day is like conducive to cramping.
Mm-hmm.
Warm all day. You have to drink fluids the night before, all day today. So it's not exactly a chilly night, but the heat is off the edge a little bit.
Just updating here. Benet 23, St. Viator 6. St. Viator driving, just forced a turnover on the Redgowski fumble. Redgowski, the star for Benet, just left the game as well after a hard sideline collision. Let's bring in our sideline reporter, Sam Corbett, to fill us in on some information.
Yeah, for a lot of the first half of action, especially on Redgowski's carry, St. Viator was focusing more on punching the ball out rather than bringing him down. That's why we saw a lot of yards after contact in the first half. Clearly some halftime adjustments were made. The fumble was punched out mid-spinning dive by Redgowski. You've seen him pull off plenty of athletic moves like that before so far this season. And then as he was running off, we heard from the Benet sideline, "Lock it in, fellas. We need to clean it up." Obviously got to make sure you're playing a solid 48 minutes of football, not just 24.
Well, this player's getting stretched out. Thank you, Sam, for the report. Appreciate it.
I love those in-game reports. He's great at this.
This player's getting stretched out. Redgowski trying to show the trainers he's okay as he's sprinting up and down the sideline. So that's a good sign at the minimum that he's not feeling too down and out.
That is a good sign. But, yeah, I think you're right about the cramping on the other end, as opposed to something like a hamstring or some other injury.
So while this player's still down on the far end of the field, let's take a quick break here. 7:34 to go in the second quarter. Benet 23, St. Viator 6 from Lisle, Illinois.
That's all right. We'll take him.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's all right. It'll take him 30 seconds to get off. You're good.
Yep. Joe Rohde walks off the field under his own power. So now potentially Rohde and Redgowski off the field for Benet. Those are two of the star players. We see on the sideline right in front of us, Redgowski has his helmet back on. Benet drops back, will dump it off to his receiver on the screen, and fighting hard for yardage.
Yeah,
that's Ethan Angst, who's made a couple of plays tonight, and that time he fought hard to pick up a few extra. It's going to bring up 2nd and 3.
Yeah, fought hard is a really good word for it. Broke 2 tackles, then fell forward. So he was hit almost at the line of scrimmage. After all, it was a short screen pass like that, right? Still picked up 7 or 8 yards after the first contact. Did I see Redgowski go back in?
Redgowski had his helmet back on. He's back on the field, staying at about the 30-yard line as the safety. So good to see that he's okay.
Right, good guy to have at safety.
2nd and short. Let's see if Benet airs it out here. Instead, he'll hand it back off. Franzen over the left side. He'll be near the first down marker.
Yeah, I think this time they're not going to give him the first. Maybe a yard short on that. Really good defense. It looked like he was going to get the first down, didn't. And now a helmet is missing. Why is a helmet missing, one would ask?
Well, that's Quinn Devine, the linebacker, who was Looks like he had some words for one of the offensive linemen after his helmet went flying off.
That might be the solution to the riddle of why his helmet's missing. So 3rd and 1, they got to crank this through the, get to the first down marker. I'm thinking run right up the middle.
I would think run here. It's probably 4-down territory as well, but St. Viator trying to keep the drive going as they look to climb back in this game. Here's the handoff, Franzen powers up the middle. Big collision. We'll see if he got the first. In on the tackle for Benet, that was Jack Heiberger who lowered the shoulder, but they'll give the first down as Viator keeps it moving.
He just barely kept it moving, but yes, they kept it moving. Like we said, adjustments have been terrific from the St. Viator side. Okay, if they score here, it's early enough in the 3rd quarter. Down 10.
Suddenly a ball game. This is a good Viator team, 3-0 on the season, and
yeah, we shouldn't be counting them out at halftime. It seemed like Benet was able to put him in a position to be counted out.
Benet up 23-0 at halftime. St. Viator got a touchdown at the start of the second half and forced a fumble. Driving down the field now to try to get back in this wide open downfield, broken play, and Viator all the way down inside the 5-yard line. Sasha Summers, the big 6'6" receiver, broke free. Hard to lose track of him, but Benet lost track of him there, and he's all the way down the field. Viator with a chance inside the 5.
Yeah, sorry, the cornerback pulled up to stop the run, and oh my God, he ran right by him, wide open. He was hit essentially right in stride. A really good play. That was not a broken play on the offense. It was absolutely broken play on the defense. You got to stay with those receivers.
At the 4-yard line.
And I'm thinking Viator has to put that back in their playbook for a little bit later. I mean, they can't lose track of not running that play more often.
Cooper Kmet with the big throw, and Viator with a chance to score. Kmet drops back, looking towards the end zone, right in front of it, and St. Viator gets in. That was Michael Tauscher. Coming out of the backfield, Kmet finds him in the flat, and St. Viator back in this game, down just 11 points, 2 touchdown drives to open the half.
Right, so I think you kick the extra point, make it a 10-point game, and you'll see if you can get a touchdown and a field goal or 2 touchdowns later to win the game. And the adjustments again. Now, Bennett's going to have to try to move the ball upfield, eat some clock, but Benet, is in a little bit of danger. If they can't get a couple, 2 or 3 first downs, it looks like Viator is equally capable to take it to the house.
Alex Niemiec will kick the extra point. Snaps low, hold is good, and Niemiec has got the extra point. So a 10-point game with 5:29 to go in the 3rd quarter. Brand new ball game, Bob.
Well, brand new, I don't know, but I'm surprised that kick that took so long to develop. If the ball was on the tee, right, being held for seemed like eternity. Then you got the kick through. I thought it was going to be blocked for sure. So it's just 10 points to go now. After 2, well, I guess they stopped them with a turnover, though. So Benet was moving the ball, and then the turnover happened.
Yes.
So it's not like they're not moving the ball. So, St. Viator is not out of the woods yet, down by 10.
Well, Benet scored, let's remember, on their first 4 possessions to open up this game. And now on the first 2 possessions to open up the second half, St. Viator's defense has stepped up and stopped Bennett's offense. So it's been night and day so far from the first half to the second half.
Well, and of course they stopped them late in the first half too. So it's like 4 drives for scores and then 3 drives for not scores. But 2 of those 3 drives are turnovers, and I feel like you can never count on turnovers. But okay, let's play it out, right? They get a 3rd turnover on this drive, and they get a short field or something like that. Could be just a field goal apart, these 2 teams. Which, remember, the final score prediction I had 21-20.
2 conference foes going at it. Both undefeated coming into this game on Bennett's homecoming. St. Viator looking to spoil it with a big comeback, and we'll see if Bob's score prediction comes true.
So 3 for 3 kicks into the end zone. Yeah, it'd be off by 2 points if they score a touchdown. That's it. It's not over. I was watching, I think it was the Indiana Fever game, WNBA, and one of the announcers predicted that the teams were going to finish, 110 to 104. Sure enough, the winning team had 110 points. I think it was 110, 109 final. I mean, you can get really accurate in some of these predictions when you know the teams.
You'll notice Radgowski not in the backfield now. It's Joe Salvino.
But he's good enough to play safety, just not running back.
Kabaki takes the snap, steps up, looks over the middle. It's a little too high again. Second time they've tried that pass this half. Second time it's been a little too high.
I wonder if there's an opportunity for a double move there now. He's done that play twice. If the quarterback were to fake it and then on the fake you go back wide, there is nobody out there. But,
I think maybe they're setting it up.
Well, right now that's a slow developing play to begin with. To slow it up more with a double move might not be the smart thing to do, but it looks like that would be open if they did it.
Kibaki in the shotgun, takes the snap, rolls to his right, evades a defender, evades a second defender, and he'll throw it in the dirt, and he gets hit late. I don't know if that got back to the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure if this is a late hit.
It's late hit.
Yes, it is.
Roughing the passer. Yeah, I just don't like that call. It has to happen. You got to protect the quarterbacks. I feel like that wasn't really called for, but maybe that's the referee saying, the hit wasn't called for.
So that'll help push Benet forward. We'll mark this one off.
Yeah, and that pushes the ball forward, gives them a new set of downs, and then St. Viator was playing so well at stopping them. This will take a little bit of the wind out of the sails of the St. Viator defense. If they did stop them there and they did get a squib of a punt, you'd be at midfield again. So that was a big, big, big penalty. Probably unnecessary penalty.
Kibaki in the gun again. Takes the snap. Redgowski in the backfield this time. Fakes the handoff, rolls right. It's Walsh. Has about a 5-yard catch, and it's good to see him healthy after we saw him limp off in the first half because he's now getting involved on the offensive end as well.
Well, it was a good catch, wide open, nobody around him, and then after he got tackled, he fell forward for about 3 more yards. If you're going to get tackled, that's how you get tackled. So he's only 2 yards from the first down. In the second down, a couple of runs here will probably get the first down. So Benet on the move again, clock running.
Second and short, Benet looking for their first score of the second half. Chance to keep the drive alive here. Maybe look for a big play. Kibaki, screen. Doyle gets out to the left side. He has the first and a little bit more. Taken down at midfield. So Benet's starting to drive here with 4:25 to go in the third quarter. Up by 10 points. It was all Benet in the first half, but so far in the second, St. Viator making a move. 23-0 going into halftime after Benet scored on their first 4 drives. Haven't been able to score since. Out to Doyle on the curl. There's a flag in the backfield. Doyle's going to break it all the way down to the 25-yard line. This one might come back, though.
Yeah, I think he'll come back. I'm very intrigued on the tackle. You got to wrap the guy up. You can't just bump the receiver real hard and hope he tumbles over, right? You got to use your arms to wrap him up. So that, to me, is absolutely a missed tackle. And if it wasn't for the flag, we'd be way down at the 25-yard line or something. So that flag is not just a 5 or 10-yard penalty here. It's like a 35-yard penalty.
Yeah, we'll mark it off. That's going to be a hold on the offense. All the way back to Bennett's own 40-yard line. Brings up 1st and 20. And that was what we saw Benet get in trouble with earlier in the half was St. Viator forced them behind the sticks. Benet wound up with a 1st and long after a penalty. Weren't able to convert after that. So Viator hoping for a little bit of the same here, maybe to force a stop, get the ball back, and get right back in this.
Yeah, anything, something in long is tougher for Benet.
Kibaki takes it. Redgowski, a little bit of a hole, but he's stuffed up at about the 45, falls forward to the 47-yard line.
But did not get the whole penalty back on that run, so second and still behind the 10, more than 10 yards, so 2nd and 13 or 2nd and 14 maybe. So now Benet has to hope to try to get half of that back to make it a 3rd and reasonable. Incomplete pass would really hurt. Viator needs to stop him to be able to get the ball back.
3:40 to go here in the third quarter. Kibaki back to Doyle, and he dropped it.
That looked to me like it was right in his hands yet again. Should have been caught. Of course, it's easy for us to say 5,000 feet away up here in the nosebleed seats.
Doyle's had a big game so far. A catch in the middle, a couple catches on the screen, and then, of course, the big catch for the touchdown earlier in the game, but that time through his hands.
So this is exactly where St. Viator wants Benet. 3rd and long. Throwing to the right to the wide side. I think it'll be deep this time.
Kibaki has the arm. We've seen it already tonight. Kibaki takes it. Steps up in the pocket. He's going to tuck it. Thinks about throwing it, and he's brought down.
Great open field tackle.
That was Alistair Kenya on the open field tackle. Linebacker attended St. John the Evangelist Middle School, and he makes a big play right there. There's a flag down on the field. We'll wait and see what this is.
Yeah, I never saw that flag got thrown. Oh, it's against Viator. That's going to cause us to, well, let's see. It might be a first down.
It's an unnecessary roughness on St. Viator that's going to push forward and give a first down for the Red Wings. So a costly penalty for St. Viator.
Costly is not, not even close to how costly it was, right?
Some are more costly than others.
They were going to get the ball back, and you can't keep getting these kinds of penalties against an offense as potent as Benet. These 2 long penalties on this drive are killing Viator.
So Kubacki with 2 back next to him. Sends a receiver in motion. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. Looking deep. Doesn't look like it's there. He's going to throw it. Radgowski on the wheel over the shoulder catch. Waiting for a signal on this one, and they say he's out of bounds.
Boy, I didn't think he was in bounds, but man, that was close. Again, you got to replay this. Is it possible the ball was in his hands while there was still a foot on the inbound turf? I don't know. But what a great catch. I didn't think he was going to catch up to it. Dragowski has some speed.
Really close there.
Or is it being called back? And it was completed.
So I do believe they called it out of bounds.
Okay.
And now they are also going to push it back on the penalty of holding there. And you saw Kubacki scrambling around. That makes it tough for the offensive lineman, especially when he gets behind him, not to grab onto a jersey.
Well, and about 50-yard penalty. So we've had 2 long penalties against St. Viator, and we've had essentially 2 long penalties against Benet that have nullified really long gainers.
So another 1st and 20 here for Benet. Backed up all the way towards midfield. It's the draw, Radgowski over the middle, and he's going to get about 6 or 7, maybe even 8 of them back.
There's too many deja vus here. Last time it was 1st and 20. They ran Radgowski right up the middle. And he got a little bit to the right, about 8 yards, 7 yards down, downfield. Is here again, almost exactly the same. Again, very consistent football being played.
Benet trying to shorten the sticks here on this play.
Yeah, this is another, one of those bigger plays in the game. It's 2nd and long. You want to get it to be 3rd and long, but of course then that 3rd and long play would even be bigger than this.
Benet 23, St. Viator 13. It was all Benet early.
But this
they were up 23-0 at halftime, but Viators had the momentum in the second half, trying to mount a comeback. Kubacki brings it down. He's pressured. Gets the throw off. It's in the air. Almost intercepted, but dropped.
Probably should have been picked off.
Kubacki got crushed in the backfield by a pair of St. Viator's defenders. Looked like it was in the hands of Damasio Ortegan, but he dropped the ball.
Well, I'm really glad they didn't throw a flag for a late hit on that, but it didn't look like a late flag should come out. I mean, he was hit right while he was throwing the ball, and it did adjust the throw, and it almost was intercepted. But that was the turnover that St. Viator needed. Now it's 3rd and long.
Wasn't able to catch the number, but also a good play by the receiver to go and break that up.
Yeah.
Make sure that Ortegan wasn't able to make the play on the ball.
Well, now this becomes that bigger play we were talking about. Late in the 3rd quarter, St. Viator needs the ball back.
Remember, this is where St. Viator committed a costly penalty earlier. They had to stop in about the exact same area. Kubacki with 3 receivers spread out wide. He'll throw a screen. Doyle takes it, is bogged up behind the line of scrimmage. A nice tackle by Ethan Angst, and Benet will probably be forced to punt this away.
There was another deja vu. It was one of those another open field tackles on the left side behind, not exactly behind the line. Well, I guess it was behind the line. So 4th down, they got a punt. Let's see what kind of punt happens here. We haven't been impressed so far with Bennett's kicking game.
St. Viator has really turned this around here in the 3rd quarter. 13 unanswered points for St. Viator, trying to get back in it, and now they will probably get the ball back off the punt. There's the punt. It's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. So St. Viator will start at the 20-yard line with 1:12 to go in the 3rd quarter, and
What a great kick.
Great kick.
Yeah, they needed that kick earlier instead of that, whatever it was that went out of bounds before. So, Benet can do it. They just didn't do it. So, St. Viator, if they're going to score and get back in this game, not that they're not back in the game, but if they're going to have to go a long way here, and the clock is absolutely their enemy. 13 minutes to go in the game now at this point.
Just to put a number on the punter, that was Luke Wilds, who you remember earlier he had the touchdown too.
Yeah, right. And he was not the kicker. It was the quarterback who gave that little swing kick.
Who gave the kick earlier, and then they have a different guy who kicks the field goals and the kickoffs.
So I like this strategy. Put in a punter that really pushes the other team back.
So St. Viator, Cooper Komet, a chance here to lead his team down the field and make it a one-score game. He's going to hand it off over the left side. St. Viator has some room past the first down markers and still chugging forward. Michael Tauscher with a really nice run for about 15 or so yards.
Yeah, I think that was closer to being a touchdown run than people think. He was one man to beat. If he dukes around him, goes one way and around the other, and he does it quickly, he's not going to get caught from behind. I mean, that was one man to beat. So, and that was, again, a sweep to the left. So the St. Viator runs to the left have been very effective.
Bennett's homecoming night. Benet got off to a very quick start in this game. Went up 23-0, scored on their first 4 drives, but now St. Viator mounting a comeback. They have the ball down just by 10 here in the third quarter. Komet takes it, looking to throw, steps up in the pocket. He'll fire down the field, overthrows Ellis.
There's another one of those that you talk about a few times. Put a little bit more air under the football and let the receiver run under it. I think Komet was counting a little bit too much on the shotgun arm and overthrew him by about 6 inches, right? So if you put a little bit of air under it, a speedy receiver can make the adjustment and make the catch.
Also a tough throw for Komet, too. A lot of pressure coming at him. Wasn't able to really set his feet on that one. Brings up 2nd and 10.
I didn't see any pressure. He should have completed it. No.
Well, the thing here, too, still in the third quarter, only 28 seconds left, but Viator has enough time now where they can really settle down and run anything they want on offense. No need to really... Time's not working against them at this point, only down 10 points.
Well, but Benet has shown that they can hold the ball for long periods of time. So I think if St. Viator is going to score, of course they'll take any score at any point in time in this game, right? But Benet can hold the ball, so they need to score early if they can do it. So far, some of Viator's best plays have been big plays. So I feel like if they continue to send those receivers deep, all they got to do is connect on one of those. Now, they're in the part of the field where a deep pass is a good one to take. If you don't make the completion, you have to hit a long punt. But you really are trying to score on this possession, not win the field position battle.
3rd and 10, St. Viator trying to make sure they don't have to punt this one away. Looking to keep the offensive momentum going. Komet rolls out to his right. Fires downfield. He's got a receiver that might be short of the sticks, though, or it's right at the sticks, and it's a first down.
Yeah. It's a great play. That's one of those passes. The receiver runs back towards the quarterback. So once you catch the ball, that's it. You're not going to get any more yards after catch. But he was open. Of course, that ends the third quarter. But they got the first down. So starting the fourth quarter, they got the ball down 10, right around midfield.
Jalen Schlahetka with that last catch, and that's a St. Viator sideline that looks re-energized as we head into the fourth quarter, shouting and hollering as they move towards the sideline. We're going to take a quick break as we head into the fourth. Benet up by 10 points, but St. Viator mounting to come back. 23-13 at Benedictine. Benet over St. Viator.
Turning into a good game. We'll see if it ends that way. Yeah, I mean, if they're whittling this league down. Yeah, tale of two cities for sure.
I know someone was complaining about announcers' mics being off at some point there, but they
There
weren't.
might have been. When I handed my mic to, what's his name?
Sam.
Sam might have not had it on. Because it was off when I was talking to Jacqueline. I didn't think twice about it. I handed the mic, and I'll bet...
I didn't even know you guys have mutes on.
Well, I have one, he doesn't. And the only reason I took the mic with a mute is because if I had to work on something with somebody, I could mute myself. But so it probably was off. And that's too bad because Sam gave a great review. If they can get us on soon.
Back here at Benet Academy, and Ellis up the middle on a quick pitch play for about 3 yards. Benet 23, St. Viator 13, and St. Viator trying to mount this comeback. That's been the story so far of the second half. The offense has started to click. Cooper Komet, a senior quarterback, he's been calm, cool, and collected. Hasn't tried to do too much with it. St. Viator back in this game, driving down just 10 points.
Yeah, that third quarter, they outscored them 13-0. That is how you get back in games.
Benet was up 23-0 going into halftime. Now the reverse. And stopped Damasio Ortegon.
Yeah, the reverses have been effective, right? But so far, the effective reverses have been to the left, not to the right. So maybe Viator has to realize that when they make their play call. Now they got the wide field to the left, so if they were to run another reverse, run to the right and then flip it, go back left, that would be the way to go. Or Komet's a good quarterback. I do like the downfield pass, but I think if I'm in this position on this field, you want to just get the first down, get the ball over the sticks, move the chains, get the first down. And if you miss that downfield pass, now you're fourth down.
4 down territory here.
You have to go for it for sure in 4 down territory.
So I think you'd probably be okay just moving the ball up even a little bit here, taking a pass short of the sticks as you were mentioning here. Komet in shotgun, takes the snap, looking to the left, he'll dump it off. And St. Viator will be close to the sticks. They want it, and they have the first down.
That was a great second effort on that spin. It's hard to tackle players when they spin like that. You ever try to grab a flag and flag football when they spin like that? It's really difficult. This is tackle.
Michael Tauscher has shown the moves tonight, the running back who made the catch on that play.
And that got him the first down, like you said, flashing the move. So that moved the chains, first down, still only 40 yards away. 10 minutes, 20 seconds to go.
Watching the kicker, Alex Niemiec, for St. Viator. He was hitting from about 45 yards out in warm-ups. So get to 28, 29-yard line, you should be okay to try to fire one away. Komet fakes it, throws it deep, receiver open and through his hands. Jalen Schlahetka, who's made a couple of nice catches tonight, had the touchdown in the bread basket, but it goes through the hands.
We were talking about that it was the deep receivers that were getting open for St. Viator, and they were going to have to take those kinds of shots. And they did take a shot on first down where they can still get the first down later, but man, that would have pulled it within 3 with a lot of time.
9:41 to go here in the third quarter.
He's going to see that one in his sleep. Maybe for the rest of the season.
St. Viator trying to hold on to an undefeated season. Benet looking to do the same.
Well, there's a lot of me that says go right back to the play. Maybe not on this very next play, but obviously that was an effective play.
Second and 10. St. Viator looking to keep the offensive momentum rolling. Here's the handoff to the left side. It's Tauscher, and he's got a good chunk of yardage here. 7 yards on the pickup brings up third and about, make that 6 yards on the pickup, brings up third and about 6. Third and about 4, excuse me.
So just like we were saying on the last first down, what you're trying to accomplish here is just get another first down. So it needs to be a 5 or 6 yard pass to get that first down. But the fact that they went deep earlier will make it easier for the defense to lay off the receiver, make it easier to get the first down.
Have to imagine 4 down territory again here for St. Viator, and Benet jumped.
That's going to give him the first down.
St. Viator has Benet on its heels. Benet's homecoming night tonight went up 23-0 in the first half, and St. Viator climbing its way back into this game, driving inside Benet's 30. They have first down just 10 points. Komet lines up. Tauscher to his right. 2 receivers off to his left. 2 receivers to his right. Takes the snap. Drops back. Looking left. Pressure on him. 3 defenders near him. He escapes somehow. Dumps off the screen. And I believe he has Tauscher, who picks up a few yards. I cannot believe that Cooper Komet was able to get out of that one there. Brings up second and about 8 yards. Looks like Komet had some type of equipment change there as he trots his way back onto the field, but St. Viator driving.
Yeah,
Down to 8 minutes to go here in the fourth.
Yeah, your stomach gets a little upset when you think of Komet not being in the game. St. Viator needs him.
Takes the snap, handoff. Tauscher over the right side, almost bottled up by that Benet defensive line. There's a flag in the backfield here.
Yeah, it looked like it might be one of those face mask things. We'll see what they call.
The same exact thing. It looks like Tauscher's head snapped a little bit.
No, it's not. It's holding.
So that'll bring it back. Big penalty, too, because that knocks them pretty far out of field goal range here. So that'll bring up second and about 17, 18 yards.
Right, but this is where St. Viator absolutely has to score. You know, I want to say on this drive, you know, time is really fleeting if they don't score.
This has been a long drive for St. Viator.
And time, it's eating up a lot of clock by now, too. So you kind of can't wait. You're in 4-down territory the whole rest of the game now, it looks like. And 17 yards is a lot to pick up.
7:40 to go in the game. St. Viator needs a score on this drive if they want to continue to mount this comeback. Down 23 to early. Low snap to Komet. Looking long. Has a receiver. Deep. Might be picked off. Does he have it? They're going to say it's incomplete as Radgowski had 2 hands on it, but wasn't able to keep a hold of it. So instead, it'll just be an incomplete pass. Had a couple of things there. At first, it looked like the receiver had broken open as Sasha Summers might have had a step on both those defenders, but a little bit maybe of an underthrown ball. Radgowski was able to recover on it and nearly made a play.
And couldn't go into a better safety's hands, Radowski, but he just did not catch it. And that's kind of a shame from Benet's perspective. That pretty much would have iced the game without going overboard here. But I like that they're going long, St. Viator.
Third down. Do you pick up half the distance here, or do you go for it all? Third and about 17.
I'd be tempted to go for it all because you're not going to get 17 easily. Just go deep again.
Komet drops back. All his receivers are past the first down marker, and he throws it and completes it. A big first down, and he finds Jalen Schlahetka. Remember, he dropped that touchdown pass earlier, but he makes up for it with a huge catch, and St. Viator has the first down.
Well, let's be clear. He couldn't make up for it yet until he's in the end zone, right? But what a great catch, great pass pattern. And Komet had all day to throw. The offensive line did a great job on the defenders, so move the flags. They're only 10 yards for what, 15-yard line here? So they're at the 15-yard line, 7 minutes to go. You know, somebody would say, well, maybe you should kick the field goal here and just make it a one-score game, but not what I would do. You're too close to the end zone. Go for it.
Benet, once again, was up 23-0 at halftime. Since then, it's been all St. Viator. 2 undefeated teams, conference opponents going at it. St. Viator looking to spoil Benet's homecoming, an undefeated start. Komet takes the snap, rolling right, now looks to his left, throws across the body and off the hands of his receiver.
That's another one of those. You can't place it in the receiver's hands any better than that. You know, a foot wider, now it's incomplete. A foot, the other direction, the defender gets to it. He placed it right in his hands and just didn't make the catch.
The lanky Sasha Summers.
Yeah, it would have been a nice catch, but, I mean, what more of a throw do you want? I mean, that's definitely a pitch on the corner.
Lots of runs at the start of this half for St. Viator, and now they've gone back to the air game here.
Well, and that's what's been most effective against Benet. So if I'm another team that's going to play Benet later in the year, I'm thinking like, yeah, maybe we don't need to run against these guys. Let's sling the ball downfield and see how that works.
Down to 6.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Benet up by 10 points, but St. Viator a chance to score. Komet fakes the handoff. Big drop all the way back to the 25. He'll tuck. He'll run out to the 10, and he's crushed across the 10-yard line. Big hit.
He's a big runner, too. Strong, he has good moves. So, was he 5 yards to go for first?
That's about right. It might be about 6 or 7. It looks like he was just short of the 10-yard line.
But I like the way he tucked the ball and run, at least got some yardage.
Liam Rooney, the all-conference defensive lineman came in to make the big hit there on the quarterback.
So you got 2 downs to get a first. There is a possibility you can get a first down before a touchdown. Clock at 5:52, and Benet, when they get the ball back, they're going to be able to eat a lot of that clock up. Maybe not give Viator the ball back. We'll see. I mean, what a great game this is.
Bennett's had a good ground game so far this year, but St. Viator's defense has stepped up in the second half.
Well, and they'll run blitz those runs.
Big play here. Cooper Komet takes it, finds the screen. Bennett's defense is on it. Couple of juke moves from Tauscher. Spin move, and he's held up. Keeps the feet moving. He's across the 5, maybe to the 4-ish yard line.
And the St. Viator coaches have a decision to make, right? Kick the field goal and get the 3 points now. It's 4th down. Or since you're close to the end zone, go for the touchdown. Then you have the 3 points to get later. I think if I'm St. Viator, I kick the 3 points, get the 3 points on the board. Then maybe if you get the ball back again, you'll at least be within a Hail Mary of a touchdown.
In correction, he was across the 9-yard line there. So 4 yards short of the first down. They will kick the field goal. It's Alex Niemiec. Was good on the extra point earlier. This one's from about 25 yards. It's a bad hold. He hesitates. Did he still put it through? Yes, he did.
So that's still a 7-point game, not an 8-point game. So that extra point mattered a lot. Now, just playing this ahead a little bit, let's say St. Viator does get the ball back and they do get a Hail Mary and it does get caught.
Long way away from that, Bob.
I'm not sure we're so far away from that.
Let's see if they get the ball back first. Bennett's ground game's been good. Both teams have timeouts remaining here. 4:41 to go in the second half, and
yeah, I'm that
this
coach
has been a complete and total turnaround.
Yeah, I'm that coach. I would go for 2. If you can get the game to 23-22 and you have a chance to go for 2 and you scored the last 22 points of the game, I would absolutely go for that 2-point conversion. But we'll see what happens. Like you said, it's a long way from that point. So 1-score game. Well, I guess we did predict that early on.
Consider the onside kick here.
I wouldn't. I would kick it deep. Use your timeouts in the tackle. You could be a 5-yard penalty, something that stops the clock. I would absolutely not kick onside. I would not want to give Bennett a short field.
So St. Viator has stormed back in this game, made it a 1-possession game after Benet was up 23-0 at halftime. 4:41 to go here in the second half. St. Viator looking to get back in it, but they'll kick it away to Benet after the field goal. Bennett's homecoming, but St. Viator looking to play spoiler.
Well, they're doing a good job playing spoiler. Like I said, all they got to do is get that TD, and then the 1 or 2 pointer would be fun to watch to see what ends up happening.
Felt like St. Viator was halfway to the buses at halftime. Benet was halfway to the locker room to celebrate with their friends on homecoming, but no, St. Viator back in this one. It is the onside, and it's recovered by Benet.
Yeah, I don't like the call. They had plenty of time, but now it's a short field for Benet. So even if Viator does get the ball back, they're going to have to go 80 yards. If they kicked it deep and pushed Benet back, and Benet didn't gain many yards, St. Viator would have the ball at midfield, only down a touchdown. So I don't like that call. I would have kicked it all the way. And plus, every one of those kicks have gone into the end zone. Why not do that again?
Connor Evers on the recovery of the onside kick. So Benet will start at midfield with the football. Kubaki and shotgun. Benet trying to ice this game away. A first down will certainly help towards that. Fakes the handoff to Salvino. Instead, he'll throw it deep, and it's incomplete. Looking for a flag. There it is down the sideline.
I was hoping there was not going to be a flag. It was another one. I felt like the feet just simply got tangled up. Don't make those kinds of referee calls. But it was made by the referee in front of the St. Viator bench. Oftentimes that flag comes out when it's on the side of the other team.
Luke Wilds was the player who fell down there, and it looks like...
Yeah, see, I like your terminology there, fell down.
He'll need some help on the sideline, some assistance from the trainers. They'll stretch him out. We're going to take a quick break here. 1-possession game. Benet and St. Viator, 2 undefeateds going at it here at Benet Academy in Lisle. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions. We'll be right back. How many timeouts do you have for each team right now?
3.
Okay, that's what I thought, so. The scoreboard says 0, so I was like, that's not.
They haven't updated it
Yeah.
all on there.
But
time is like really wonky on it too.
Oh, is it really?
Like sometimes they don't start it when the play
Oh,
starts.
I know, doesn't it? Yeah.
And then
And
they
then
kind
that's-
of adjust it, and I'm like, are they losing time?
Yeah. Is that the official clock? I mean, yeah.
I think so. If it is, then
Yeah, wonky.
like they will alter it sometimes. But
I've seen that too, where we're keeping time here and we're more accurate than the scoreboard.
right. So I'll just bump around and try to beat
Yeah.
match them. But
That's also why I like OCR, because then we're as accurate as it is. All right, we're back.
I had to double check. I couldn't believe they didn't score.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you guys ready? Yeah.
Okay, we're back. We're back.
Welcome back to Benet Academy. Benet 23, St. Viator 16. It looks like Wilds will walk off under his own power. He was getting stretched out, so we'll hope that's some cramping. Once again, we mentioned it's a little humid, a little hot outside, so.
Well, it's been hot all week, but the point there is it was hot today, and you got to drink lots of fluids, eat a couple bananas. You got to fight with cramps in weather like this, especially when you're a starting player like he is.
Drew the pass interference penalty, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for Benet from the 35-yard line. 4:33 to go. Both teams have their timeouts remaining.
And that was a very favorable penalty on that call. I think we have to play it back and see if it was really deserving of the flag.
Kubaki will keep over the left side, wrapped up, and a whole bunch of St. Viator defenders are in on the stop.
See, the clock is not in favor of St. Viator here, so if Benet can keep the ball on the ground and continue to keep the clock moving, which is not currently happening, that's a good way to take the game. You don't have to score here. You just got to eat the clock.
Viator's going to use their first timeout. Stop that clock with 4:21 to go, and it looks like we've got Sam Corbett up here for a sideline report.
Yeah, thanks, Shaq. We saw after that last Benet defensive stand, a lot of broken plays, right? Guys were beating themselves up, literally punching themselves after, a broken tackle, getting burned in coverage, and obviously body language, that's something that every coach is going to strive for players to always maintain positive aspects from. Both head coach Patrick New, along with players Declan Walsh and Enzo Hins, trying to fire the guys up, saying flush it next play. And there were several opportunities in that drive where St. Viator could have put 6 or 7 on the board, but limiting it to just 3. That's been the message so far as we get to the end of regulation.
Thank you, Sam. Appreciate that. And keeping the attitude here for Benet is important. I mean, St. Viator could have completely gotten distraught, walked off here. They were down 23-0 at halftime, but they stuck with it. They're within a touchdown now. Now it's up to Benet to keep their heads, keep their composure, and continue in this game. They can ice it away here, potentially with a couple of first downs. Kabaki fakes the handoff. He's going to throw, looking over the middle. Deep, Doyle, it's picked off by Ellis. He's over the 20 on the return. And St. Viator has the ball, and they'll have a chance to drive down and tie this game. What a turn of events we have seen here at Benet Academy.
And that's like the third turnover deep in their own territory, and that's what's been stopping Benet this whole game. But as soon as Ellis got the ball, and he had to rip it out of the receiver's hands, but as soon as he got the ball, I was looking for the open field running. I could have seen him taking it all the way.
And then an unnecessary roughness on Benet after the play. So we were talking about composure. Benet loses it a little bit there after the play. That's also going to push St. Viator up 15 yards. And they'll be starting with really good field position at the 42-yard line. 58 yards to go for St. Viator and a chance to tie this game up.
Well, and that's, they expecting to tie this game up when the score was 23-0 at halftime is an amazing expectation to have, but they're only, 58 yards away from doing just that, but clock's got 4:09 on it.
Handoff, Ellis, it's a reverse,
flicker.
Back to Komet, flea flicker, instead they'll throw to screen, Ellis is there. He'll gain about 5 yards over to the 50-yard line, make it 6, and a whole bunch of Benet defenders in there. They're punching at the ball. Did it come out? A flag comes in late.
I don't like the punching at the ball like that in that scenario. It looked like he's beating up the player, and I think that's why the flag came out, and I think this is going to be another 15 yards. I think that run is going to be whatever it was, plus 15 more yards. I like the play, the flea flicker, and then the short pass to Ellis, who is a very good open field runner.
All the defenders went downfield after that flea flicker because then they were expecting the deep pass because usually that's what you see after the flea flicker. but instead it was just a short dump off to the quick guy.
I would have expected Ellis. I thought he was going to run out of bounds. It almost looked like he faked running out of bounds and then tried to get some extra yards going downfield. Got another injury here. This is going to be a long walk to the other side of the field.
I think here as well, the refs are discussing whether the penalty will stand or if they're going to pick up that flag.
No, I hope they don't pick it up. I think when you are obviously punching a guy, yeah, you think you're trying to punch the football out, but that was not punching the football out anymore. That was punishing the runner.
And then a Benet player is down. It will be offsetting penalties. So I think we saw a hands to the face on St. Viator and then an unnecessary roughness on Benet. Those penalties will offset. And, well, there goes the flea flicker. We'll do it all over.
Yeah, it's like it didn't happen, right?
Walsh was getting stretched out on the play there. We saw him injured earlier. Just an update here on some conference play. We were talking about some of the teams in the ESCC, Chicago Catholic League, that were undefeated. Well, we're just getting an update from our sideline reporter, Sam Corbett. St. Francis undefeated no longer. They fall to St. Rita, 31-17.
That's a big one. Isn't Fenwick playing St. Ignatius tonight?
I believe that is correct.
Yeah, that'd be another good one to check out.
So here we go. Cooper Komet in shotgun, trying to lead his team down the field to the tie. It's the reverse to Ellis. He takes it, spin move. He has about 5 yards, but that's going to be about it. His forward progress is stopped at the 45-yard line.
He's a speedy runner, but I felt like he should have continued to the outside and tried to get to the sideline and then go upfield. He turned it back into the middle and then got tackled. I think Ellis, you should try to run outside and get out of bounds. Clock is not your friend. You got to go a long way in 3 minutes 23 seconds. But Komet is good at throwing long passes, so I wouldn't mind seeing Ellis go deep across the field, not down the line, but across the field deep. I'd like to see that.
Another update from around the Chicago Catholic League from our sideline reporter, Sam Corbett. Mount Carmel, 45. St. Ignatius, 24 is how that one finishes.
Okay.
Second and 8. Komet in shotgun. Flag comes down. Could be an illegal formation here. A lot of motion. Delay a game instead.
Wow. Of all the penalties to get when you're trying to rush downfield to score, a delay of game isn't usually one of them you get.
2:46 to go here. Benet 23, trying to pump up the crowds. St. Viator 16.
Well, St. Viator's done a great job keeping the crowd quiet in the second half. I almost forgot they were all still here.
Especially on homecoming. St. Viator trying to spoil Bennett's homecoming with a comeback win. They were down 23-0 at halftime. Komet trying to lead the team downfield to a game-tying score. It's over the middle. Pass broken up on the left sideline. It's Radgowski, who's had quite the game again today. Touchdown already, and he's played pretty good on defense, too.
I like what they did on that pattern, though. They put both receivers that were going deep on the left side. One broke to the left, and one broke to the long side on the right. Now, that's a tough throw because it would be to the far side over the shoulder catch, but at least it's going sideline to sideline, not totally toward the end zone. I like that play call. Wouldn't mind seeing that again, but Radgowski on the job, stopping that from being complete. And now the band gets into it.
This stadium's getting loud now. 2:28 to go in the game. St. Viator needs to keep the chains moving. 3rd and long. Komet drops back. Deep pass over the middle. No one's home.
I think he picked the wrong receiver. On the far side of the field, it looks like there was a receiver running free. So now you got 4th down and 12. You got to make this
defense
a game.
for Benet, right?
Yeah, well, I go back and forth on that. To me, I put pressure on the quarterback, and then he has to take the check down receiver, and then you tackle the check down receiver short of the first down. That's what I would do. But a lot of teams, they rush 3 people, and then they put all their defenders at the 12-yard line. They try to not let that pass happen. But again, you don't check down. But if you can get a slant receiver in stride, you can still run into that defense at the 12-yard line and get a first down. So let's see. Looks like only 3 rushers.
One of St. Viator's last chances right here.
Yeah, this is the game.
4th and long. Komet takes it, drops back, fires. Nobody's there. Radgowski is just going to drop it and let it hit the ground. Smart play. And Benet will take over in their own territory with 2:14 to go in this game.
What you have to say, though, is unfortunately Komet was being pressured from the right, and he could see that in his vision, right? He's a right-handed quarterback, and he could see the rusher coming right at him. So he just took the ball and heaved it downfield. Now, he knows where the receivers are going to be, so I'm a little bit surprised he heaved it to where a receiver wasn't, but that was his only real chance. Other than that, fake the defender out and then try to run for it.
There is barely enough time where St. Viator could still get the ball back in this game. There's not a lot, but they still could get the ball back if they force Benet to go 3 and out here.
Right, they do have 2 timeouts, so that's 2 of the downs, right? And then they have to get something, some incomplete pass. Lord knows that Benet would throw the ball or not, right? But some other way of stopping the clock. And yeah, you're right, they can get the ball back. But if they do, it'll be very deep in their own end with very little time.
Kubaki in the shotgun. Takes it, will keep it himself. Blockers in front of him. It looks like he'll be just short of the first down marker at the 30-yard line. He'll be a yard short, and that's almost perfect scenario for Benet because now they can run an extra play, get the first down on maybe another keeper. St. Viator's going to use their timeout, and
that was
it's going to have to be goal line stand here for St. Viator. Put everybody on the line.
That was like the worst possible thing that could happen, a 9-yard gain like that, where you have to stop the clock. So here it's not going to be real hard to pick up 1 yard and get a first down, and you'll only have 1 timeout left. So the game will pretty much be over. If they get the ball back, it would be less than like 30 seconds, and you can't do much with that. Now, another thing would be hope for a fumble, right? But Benet defeated that by just keeping it with the quarterback, not even a handoff, no lateral, no pass, nothing. And of course, if I'm Benet, just exactly what you would do again.
Benet started this game up 23-0. Scored on their first 4 possessions. Luke Doyle had a touchdown. Marty Redgowski had a touchdown. Luke Wilds had a touchdown. And then St. Viator stormed back in this game, made it close in the second half. Benet hasn't scored in the second half, but they're trying to ice it away here on their homecoming and improve to 4-0.
Yeah, I think Benet would take the win any way you get it. Won 23-0, 46-0, 23-16. But that's kind of where it's going to end up probably. It's pretty close to that 21-20 prediction.
Snap. Kubaki. Keeper. Runs over the right side. He has the first, and that should just about do it.
Yeah, that'll do it. And then St. Viator is going to have to use their last timeout, and then it'll be the victory formation twice in a row, and that'll end the game.
St. Viator uses that final timeout, and what an effort by St. Viator to try to get back in this one. It wasn't close at the start of this half, but St. Viator, 16 unanswered points. They had a chance. They had the drive. They fell behind the sticks, took a couple of deep shots, weren't able to get it done. Credit to Benet's defense for that. Benet's going to win what really turned out to be a slugfest here today.
Right. At the same time, Benet has to look at from a positive direction too. They took on a good St. Viator team here, and if it weren't for those 3 turnovers at the other end, this could be a very lopsided score.
Redgowski, not Redgowski.
Keeper.
Kubaki takes it on the keeper and has a few yards. He's up over the right side.
Yeah, so I'm a little surprised he just didn't do the victory formation thing.
So St. Viator will use their final timeout.
Yeah, and the clock is going to continue to run even if they get the ball back. That means it's just too late.
Minute 16 to go in this one.
Yeah, I still think you'll see victory formation up next. But the halftime adjustments, you really got to give a lot of credit, not just to the players that did their work, but to the coaching staff. They obviously pulled the right strings to get back into a position to win. But Benet, those 3 turnovers, even though turnovers are never a positive thing, the positive thing you take away from it is we continued to grind out lots and lots of yardage, first downs. They really outplayed it. At the end of the day, they really did outplay St. Viator, except for those 3 turnovers. But turnovers are big. It's pretty amazing that you were able to escape with a win with 3 turnovers. How many times do you win against a 3-0 team with 3 turnovers?
It's not often. Not often you can win that game, and you have to be a really good team to do it, to overcome that. Benet got off to a really quick start today. Kubaki takes it, knees it, and he'll do that one more time, and that'll end this game.
So it'll be interesting to see who you talk to in the post-game, right?
Yes.
Post-game show to follow. So stay with us afterwards. Takes about 10 or 15 minutes to go downfield to get the player for the interview, and then we bring it back up and play it back for you.
Sam Corbett, our sideline reporter, with that interview. He'll try to bring you someone here.
I always like those player interviews. We upload them separately as well. Then someday, 10 years from now, you can do a search.
Kubaki takes it. Victory formation, takes the knee, and that's going to do it. Time will run out, and Benet gets the homecoming win over undefeated St. Viator in what was a tough battle here tonight. Bob, final thoughts.
Yeah, it was a tale of two cities, right? The first half was all Benet, second half was all St. Viator, and the first half outweighed the second half, and it was almost as simple as that. It was an amazing game to watch St. Viator almost come back and take it, but obviously they just fell a little bit short. Somebody had to go 3-1, somebody had to go 4-0. Both are excellent teams. It'll be interesting to see where they end up at the end of the year in both of their respective divisions. It's been a pleasure working with you. I hope it happens again.
Of course, Bob. It's been a pleasure working with you as well. So St. Viator falls to 3-1 on the year, their first loss, and Benet matches their win total from last year. They jumped to 4-0 on their homecoming. Benet with the big win. We'll have the post-game show a little bit later. I'm Jack McGrath along with Bob Vilsoe, and thank you for watching Sports Broadcast Solutions. Final score, Benet 23, St. Viator 16.